Welcome to AutoZone. Oh, dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email, so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report, backed by the most robust database of technician solutions. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the ultimate unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gordon Christensen, and if you're a dentist as I am, or you know a dentist, please take a moment to listen. When I became a dentist, I learned how quickly poor oral health can lead to other serious health problems. And for people without access to care, these problems can spiral very quickly. I wanted to help, but I wasn't sure how I could until I joined Dental Lifeline Network. It's a nonprofit that has helped us literally change the lives of people in our communities. DLN asked dentists to volunteer to see just one of the many patients in need in your area. It's very simple. DLN screens those in need and coordinates an initial appointment that takes place in the comfort of the dentist's own office and on their schedule. Right now, there's a wait list for patients in need in your community. I'm asking fellow dentists who will join me in seeing one patient per year.
Learn more about Dental Lifeline Network at willyouseeone.org. That's willyouseeone.org.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
I've got muscular dystrophy. That means my muscles are weak and it can be hard to breathe.
Now is a scary time for everyone, as we are at a higher risk for respiratory infections.
In good times and bad, the Muscular Dystrophy Association helps kids live with neuromuscular disease. The pandemic places more than 200,000 adults and children with muscular dystrophy at a greater risk.
Breathing is often hard when you live with a neuromuscular disease.
But the Muscular Dystrophy Association is here to help.
MDA is what ensures they receive critical medical care at one of over 150 care centers across the U.S.
During COVID-19, kids like me are at a greater risk.
The Muscular Dystrophy Association needs your support now more than ever.
COVID-19 won't stop us. To learn how you can help, please visit helpmda.org. Thank you.
There are no winners in the thermostat wars. You're shivering, he's sweating, and you're both paying too much to keep your home comfortable because constantly adjusting your thermostat can noticeably increase your monthly energy bill. It's time to give peace a chance with special financing and rates on a new high-efficiency heating and cooling system from Trane with whole house air filtration to keep the air you breathe clean. Subject to credit approval. Visit Trane.com to find an independent Trane comfort specialist near you. It's hard to stop a train.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
All right, how do you turn one of these microphones on? Glad to be back with you. It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Our 6 a.m. hour brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White here for the pro. When the water hit me this morning in the shower, immediately hot water, Bradford White Water Heater at my apartment. It was the happy feeling of knowing that I was coming back to this team and getting back with you this morning. I'm so sorry I wasn't here to commiserate with you through the agony of the 76ers Hawks debacle. Strangely enough, I expected that the Sixers would make it to the conference finals or the NBA finals. Stupid, stupid me. But I appreciate it. The time with my family, absolutely invaluable, and I appreciate your patience on that. What I never expected was I would touch down in Philadelphia at the airport and return to the NBA's offseason. Again, I purposely scheduled my 2 summer trips around the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals to make sure that there would be no conflict, that I would be able to be here for it. Because I had high expectations. I thought I had it all figured out, always planning the schedule. I'd head out on summer vacation to Vegas right after a parade down Broad Street, potentially. Whoops. Oh, my gosh. What a debacle. So many things to be frustrated about. But I will tell you this. This is one of the worst moments in modern-day Philly sports history. I think, I know Pat talked about it, the 2011 Phillies. The Eagles losing the home NFC Championship game to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the day they closed the vet, one of the worst memories personally for me. But this Sixers-Hawks series is right up there with them. And that's where we begin this morning with Bob and Jamie and Pat and the coach, Eric Camille, and Connor and Mike. We appreciate you all being on board for the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. Good to see you, Bob, with no barriers.
Yeah, how about that?
So
it's like the walls have opened.
You took down the walls.
Mr. Gorbachev, take down these walls.
So there's no more walls in here. It feels loose. It feels fresh.
It does.
It is. It's good there. I'm tired of the idea of. I got to tell you, I think it was one of the worst. I think Sixers-Hawks, even though it's a second-round series, I think it's one of the worst moments.
I called Game 5 the most disappointing game that I've been around for in my whole life, as far as Philadelphia sports.
Holy moly.
And we talked about that game at the vet, obviously, but that was a game it was a game that they weren't in, and then it was just a bad game, and they lost the game. Overall disappointing because, you didn't get to the Super Bowl. But as far as having a huge lead and the importance of it, and just it was. This is the most disappointed I've been in a team coming out of a playoff in a long, long time. Yeah, welcome home. That sucked. God.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Look, I left the keys to this machine in your laps, and I expected to be coming back to the conference finals.
Well,
screw you all.
Yeah, we didn't blow a 26-point lead and an 18-point lead and have a gutless Game 7 performance.
Oh, my gosh.
That was, the most brutal loss probably in a decade. So part of it feels normal again, that we're back at the heartbreak. Part of me feels dumb for, the Ben and Sixers defense I've given them. They are what they are.
They are what they are. Pat, you are what you are, unapologetically. Good to see you again.
Welcome back.
You do not seem like you've recovered yet from Game 7.
7 stages of grief. I'm at depression. I was at depression.
Have you gone to binge eating? You have not done binge eating?
No.
Will that be later?
Yeah, it's coming for sure.
Ice cream day.
Oh, man.
I haven't hit the upward turn yet of the 7 stages of grief, the positive turn.
Is
Billy
there one?
Mumphrey turn. There's no turn with this. And I've tried. I've racked my brain to think of the good that can come out of there. No, there's none.
No. I'm so proud of you guys, though, because every single person who I then speak to after I come out of the bunker is like, yeah, this guy's no excuses for anybody. No excuses. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I didn't want to come back and fight with you people.
No, there's no fighting.
Because I did not want to fight with I had a processor at the airport yesterday.
Oh, boy.
In Atlanta. Going, Mr. Kincade? I said, yeah. He's like, I still believe, you get into the second sentence of conversation, I still believe in the process. It can still work. I'm like, how the hell do you think this still works? Under what circumstance do you think this group of bodies, how the hell do you think that works?
Next year will be 6 years since Sam Hinkie's removal. Brian Clinton. Yeah, next season will be the 6th since Sam's.
Gosh.
Which is a long time.
Wow.
Brian Colangelo tried to derail it.
He did his best in that regard. It's no longer the process.
No, it's done.
It is what it is.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to the process.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I never. It's been 6 years since Hinkey's been.
Well, it's
out.
5 now.
Wow.
Entering next. Yeah.
That's I thought it was 4, and then I'm like, no, it's 5.
Well, Brian Colangelo aged us in dog years. Those 3 years felt like 21. So.
Yeah. Hinkey never would put a time frame on any of this, right? When he was here, it was my question to him all the time. Sam, what do you see? Like, and when do you see this? Oh no, there's no time frame. We just
life is
be
a circle.
Competitive for years. Now look, they could still be competitive next year. They still, I guess, have assets. Although if you're counting Ben Simmons on being an asset, I thought it was interesting what Doc Rivers said yesterday that they have a plan to work with Ben Simmons this summer on it. I'm leaning towards he's going to be back because I don't think Daryl Morey will give up on that right away. But yeah, I'm in the minority. I mean, around the country and locally, I think most people think he's gone.
I think he's here.
But
I think he's here.
But I think Daryl Morey's smart enough not to give away pennies on the dollar. Like he's at an all-time low right now.
I'm going to tell you too. Doc Rivers kicked me in the beanbag yesterday with his. How the hell, Doc, do you go to a press conference and you're asked questions about your one of your star players in Ben Simmons? Can he be a championship point guard? I don't know. What the hell, Doc? What do you to a player who already has confidence issues? You say this?
Doc, you think Ben Simmons can still be a point guard for a championship team like the one you guys want to become?
Yeah, David, I don't know that question or the answer to that right now. So I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, that is a horrible answer. That is a horrible answer.
Yeah.
You're telling me he doesn't? I don't know? Then if you don't know, you've just killed his market value even worse because you coached him for a year. Come on, Doc.
The better response would have been, I think he can be on a championship team, whether it's at point guard or some other position.
Great answer.
Like something like along those lines. Because you do. You have to think short term, I can't kill Ben Simmons because I don't want to lose him totally. You have to think long term, well, if we are thinking of getting rid of him, I can't devalue him in this press conference.
They did.
That has to all be there in the situation. Now, it's tough because Doc had just got done losing a game and it was, but that probably wasn't the best.
That's a terrible answer. I mean, it was so unlike Doc, who you've heard him on this show, you've seen him on a microphone before, seems so much more poised. Pat, that was a terrible answer.
I was blown away by it because how do you not just lie?
Yes.
How do you not? I mean, if the same question were proposed about Joel, it's an obvious yes. We all know the struggles, but if you are looking to move on from him, that's a private conversation behind closed doors. That's not one that's now made public to the point where any value or any leverage you had in a trade market, it's gone.
Well, if you Jamie, you work with a guy, you're his boss or otherwise, and you work for him for a year. You work together for a year, and then somebody's asking you about that guy.
Yeah.
And you say you have no idea.
Yeah, if Crossing Broad or somebody went to you after a year with me and was like, "Hey, can Jamie be a champion?"
Stop monitoring my phone calls.
And you said that answer,
right.
Like when those types of comments are made, I always try to put myself in the shoes of the subject matter. If I'm Ben Simmons and I hear that and I'm at an all-time low in my professional career, holy hell,
it's terrible.
You know what though? Here's why a little bit of me didn't mind it, because there is such, and I heard this when I was covering team for the years, that the two of them, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, are so enabled by this organization that it's come to lead to problems. Okay. So if Doc Rivers is indeed calling him out and coming out yesterday and saying, look, he's going to do work this summer, but he's going to do it the right way. You can work, but if you're not doing it the right way, it doesn't matter. Maybe a hard hand that Doc Rivers appears to be having right now on Ben Simmons is the first step in the way to go.
By the way, I would suggest as a leader that when you're behind a microphone, the first thing you do is list out the laundry list of things you could have done worse, that you could have done better.
Right.
Before you then address a player or something they need to get better. I mean, and even too, Joel Embiid, I got to tell you, love JoJo. Loved watching his game. I believe he needs to get over to Rooms to Go or one of these stores, and I think there's a giant mirror that he needs. Are you freaking kidding me? You turned the ball over 8 times in Game 6 and 8 times in Game 7, and you're throwing shade at Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
What the hell are you, what are you doing? Listen to this.
Man, I'll be honest. I thought the turning point was, when I don't know how to say it, but I thought the turning point was just, we had an open shot, and, we made one free throw, and we missed the other, and then they came down and scored, and we didn't get a good possession on the other end, and Trey came back and he made a 3.
There's Joel Embiid postgame in the shower, obviously. He's in the water, the Bradford White water heater right on him there. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. For Joel Embiid, are you? By the way, did that get a lot of play yesterday at all on Mike Missinelli's show or whatever? Does he not have a mirror? 8 turnovers in Game 6 and Game 7?
Yeah,
and the majority of them unforced turnovers?
33 for the series,
What
I
are you
believe?
kidding? Are you kidding me, Joel Embiid? You're throwing shade at Ben Simmons? You're trying to say Ben Simmons missing an open layup, passing it off to Matisse Thybulle? You're telling me that's your turning point? How about all the damn turnovers in close games that were caused by you, that were unforced errors by you? Don't start pointing fingers until you first said, I know I could have done better here, but you can also say there were other contributing factors. Don't lead by pointing fingers at somebody else. Got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that's tough. And as Jamie will tell us later about Joel Embiid not being exactly clutch, that is tough. And he had a key turnover going back to his old self of trying to spin dribble in a lane late in the game, turning the ball over when they needed a basket. You can make the argument he was trying to do too much because he was trying to be a leader. Well, look, that ship has sailed. You can't turn the ball over 16 times in the final 2 games, 2 deciding games of playoffs.
And then start pointing fingers at another teammate on one possession as being a turning point in that game. Are you kidding me?
I'll defend him on this. If I were to ask you, and I'm being serious here, if I were to ask you what was the turning point of the game, what would you say?
I would not say it was that play.
No?
No, I really
Because I've been thinking of that. I don't know if I can definitively come up with it. It might be that shit. That was the most eye-opening part of the game to me.
The unforced turnovers in that series were maddening.
Yeah.
It was by the way, I thought Stats and Info the other day said after Game 6 that the Sixers had the most unforced turnovers before Game 7 was played in a series.
I think I saw that also.
So, it was like... what's Joel Embiid talking about?
Well,
the turning point of a game is one play.
It would have tied it, and I think. Look, we saw John Collins' dunks in game. What was that, 5 or 4, whatever it was? His putback dunks kind of got that arena back to life and into the game. And sometimes those momentum stealing plays can turn a game. And if Ben Simmons dunks on Trae Young there, and he picks up a 5th foul, maybe. I do think it changes the game because I think the crowd erupts. And if Young's got 5 fouls, maybe it affects the way he plays. You'll never know because he didn't even attempt it.
610-632-0975. You'd like to say hello early this morning on the John Kincade Show. We love you if you do. Don't wait to get a new job. Express Employment Professionals is hiring for more than 35,000 jobs. Find yours. Local Express office at expresspros.com or on the Express Jobs app. I was just seeing a thing on the reading yesterday on the plane coming back home that the one ad section in 7 different cities on Sunday had the largest one ad section ever.
Wow.
Ever.
Yeah.
Jobs waiting to be filled, so get on out there, get some of them. There's certainly everybody's flying.
Did you have crowded planes when you went down and came back?
Every seat.
Yeah.
Every single seat taken. And that's Philly to Atlanta, Atlanta to Philly. Completely packed. Florida is wide open for business. Let's just say. I was glad to see the barriers are down in here. Florida is Caligula.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, people have flooded it.
Things are pretty normal. I haven't been to a store yet where I think I've been required to wear a mask. Even Wawa's, CDC guidelines, Starbucks, like a lot of giant.
Is Wawa demanding it or not?
No, the employees.
I was going to say, I walked in yesterday without one.
Yeah, I went in today without because the cashier didn't have one. I was like, oh, all right, cool, time to rock. So things are
getting a little back to normal.
It feels normal again.
Hey, the Phillies open a short series, the Red Hot Nationals, in town. It's a Wheeler night down at the ballpark, two-game series, before a huge weekend in New York versus the Mets. And that's what we're looking at for the Phillies right now. Obviously everybody was Sixers crazy. Any buzz at all about the Phillies? I mean, it wasn't bad. None at all? Not even a pulse?
They took, I don't know the time frame. They took the 2 or 3 of Atlanta right as you were leaving.
And then they went 2 and 4 on the road trip.
Yeah.
So they went a game above 500, a game below 500, and that's where the bad.
Yeah, it went West Coast, and it was and late night games with the Sixers. Nobody was snapped.
Hey, Jay in D.C. joins us here on The Fanatic. Good morning, Jay. How are you, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, John?
Hey, Jay.
Hey, I just wanted to call, I got a couple of points. Remember when the Sixers clinched the number 1 seed, right? I called and I said I was going to take a wait-and-see attitude.
Yes, you did. I think I scolded you for it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, some callers called me negative, and they don't understand fans like me. I'm not surprised about the outcome. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just didn't buy this team all year. Also, one reason why I wasn't that excited about the number 1 seed, John, since 2003, only 3 Eastern Conference teams who was the number 1 seed got to the finals.
Yes.
2008 Celtics, 2013 Heat, 2016 Cavaliers. The number 1 seed don't mean anything.
It certainly appears that way. And Jay, thanks for checking in because you were absolutely right. I remember that call. And my enthusiasm level for the number 1 seed obviously was short-sighted.
Well, it worked out perfectly. I mean, you got the 5 seed coming in your house. If you were to tell me the Sixers lost 3 home games to the Hawks, I would have told you were crazy.
I can't believe it happened.
I can't either.
I mean, I said to you, Bob, when they got rid of Lloyd Pierce, when the Hawks fired Lloyd Pierce, I was telling you that there was a lot of people around the Hawks organization that were saying, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Got him out of here. Because the energy was poor. There was a lot of things there. People were not big on Lloyd Pierce. And then Nate McMillan comes in and runs them to I never thought it in a million years.
No, which is surprising.
Talking about this.
Yeah, because Lloyd Pierce is really respected around the league, a really hard worker.
Teacher, very respected.
Yeah, and maybe he's just that secondary guy. Sometimes it's not easy to just jump up into the front seat and boom, here it is. I was surprised that they took this step. Nick McMillan's always been a good coach. He has that good coach label in the NBA, right? Back to Portland, wherever he was before. But to bring them to playing the best basketball in the NBA over this period that he's been a head coach surprises the hell out of me. And they
since he took over, they had a better record than the Sixers. And now they had going into the finals here, they have a better record than Milwaukee.
It's pretty crazy.
In the same period of time.
Oh, it's nuts.
And Nate came in there and took the same ingredients and created a chef's feast.
Yeah, we underestimated them. I mean, they have a really good bench unit typically, and they're down a DeAndre Hunter too, a Kevin Huerter and a Gallinari coming off the bench. They got a good mix of young and vets, and we probably underestimated them as a city.
I can't believe
Hawks, baby.
I can't believe
We let him off the hook.
You let Ed Sheeran let you up in game 7.
I love Huerter's game.
For how many points?
I would love a player like that on the Sixers bench. Love, love, love.
Opie Cunningham beat you in game 7. You let Ed Sheeran go on out there and just absolutely light you up.
So aren't those guys a dime a dozen?
I think they are.
You look at they have 2, Bogdanovich and Huerter, and maybe even go Gallinari. You can look around the league. Hero did it last year in the playoffs, and Duncan Robinson, and you go around and you just look at all these mid-level guys that they can do this. Now the Sixers, is Maxey kind of that guy? Maybe, but those guys seem to be a dime a dozen. It seems exactly what you need.
I mean, Huerter is I think a 19th overall pick. He was a pretty good prospect coming out.
Another reason too, as we talk about it, we'll get into more of it later. Huerter, 19th overall pick.
Yeah.
John Collins, 20th overall pick. You don't have to lose purposely for years.
He's got to draft
good
well.
in the NBA.
And luckily, Elton Brand has shown, and Daryl Morey has shown an ability to draft pretty well here these last 2 years. So it might be their only hope now is that they draft well.
It is the only hope.
Yeah, because there's no more cap flexibility.
Well, you're going to need oh my God, we're doing it again.
Oh my God,
you're going to need shooters because I don't know if Danny Green's coming back. And
well, you get $15 million there.
Your young guys that you have aren't shooters. Maxey, Milton, those guys aren't great. Just kill shooters.
We'll get into more Danny Green this week because I swear to you,
he might have been the missing piece.
I said it all along. No, I mean seriously,
it's unbelievable.
It's so many disappointing things that we've got to get to. It's a actual autopsy.
Why did you leave?
I know. It's unbelievable.
We did blame John, I think, last week at some point.
He's the only logical person to blame.
For a second-round loss. I still cannot believe it ever went down like that.
You took your glasses off and stared at the camera and said, "You're not worried, John."
I wasn't.
You lied.
No. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
You told Shaq he was on the wrong side of history.
I did. Yeah, he's
Hawks, baby.
Let's just
called Shaq adorable.
Let's just say he's found ways to remind me.
I'm sure.
Oh, it's been terrible. Absolutely terrible. Because social media was a break. What a perfect time to be off social media.
Yeah. I wish I was last week.
I haven't even gone through how bad. But you're a big hit in my old neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
In my old neighborhood.
I love Atlanta. They love me.
Jamie he needs a T-shirt that says "I'm huge in Atlanta."
Yeah, you really should. Because they all know you now. They all know you now. Even the other day at the Flemings in Sandy Springs, that Jamie guy, and who's the Egan guy? This is the maitre d'. This is maitre d' saying who's the Egan guy?
Thanks, Ben. You let us down.
Egan guy's an idiot. That's all you need to say.
You guys are big there. Chuck and Chernoff have been having a blast with you. So
yeah, no, we're aware.
All right, we got a lot going on, including a hate the face moment with a local athlete. John Kincade show here on The Fanatic. We want you to come to Vegas with us, but don't delay. You got to lock in your deposit right now. Go to phillysportstrips.com with your credit card in hand for the best away game trip ever. Your Birds in Vegas in October. Join us as we hang out with world-famous and local favorite magician John Joran-Boss all weekend long. A private magic show just for our group. On the 50-yard line of the Vegas Strip, the famous Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino. Reserve your spot early. Join us on our private charter flight. It's going to be fantastic. Philly Sports Trips does it better than any local sports travel company, hands down. We got an opening night welcome to Vegas party, including open bar, hanging by the pool all weekend, a private John Joran-Boss magic show Saturday night, an unbelievable game day tailgate party, and then the game itself. You do not want to miss it. Go now. phillysportstrips.com. That's phillysportstrips.com. Get on board with us. We'll look forward to seeing you out in Vegas.
The John Kincade Show. Wow, getting drunk in the morning on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
What's up, guys? It's Andrew. On FanDuel Sportsbook, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, you can place your first bet risk-free. That's right. New users can get up to $1,000, a whole grand back in site credit if your first bet doesn't win. And you know what? It only gets better. Check out FanDuel's new promo live every Tuesday. They're called $5 Dinger Tuesdays. Place a $25 wager on any player to hit a home run on Tuesday and get a $5 bonus in site credit for every home run hit in the game. So if you go with a Harper home run and it hits, boom, you get $25. But let's say Reese Hoskins goes yard or JT Realmuto goes yard. That's another $10. FanDuel Sportsbook is America's #1 sportsbook. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Fanatic to get in on all the action. FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Fanatic.
21 plus and present in New Jersey and PA. First online real money wager only for risk-free bet. Refund and bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it
At Bowles Builders, demand is through the roof. To keep up, his business needs a stronger foundation.
Cut the saw, all right? Just one sec.
Bow's Builders, this is Bow. This weekend? Yeah, we can do it.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you. And to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies Advisors do. They have the tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be.
For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Oh, dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email, so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by the most robust database of technician solutions. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
This week marks the 7th annual KPMG Women's PGA Championship at Atlanta Athletic Club in Johns Creek, Georgia. And the KPMG Women's Leadership Summit, held the week of the championship, will recognize award-winning film director Patty Jenkins as the 2021 Inspire Greatness Award winner. KPMG, continuing its commitment to the next generation of women leaders and proud sponsor of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. To learn more, visit kpmg.com/women's leadership.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish is
pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
At CDW, we get that hybrid working might take some getting used to.
Yep, I'm only in the office part-time, so my cat can adjust to me being gone.
How nice. Wherever you're working, CDW can help you stay connected by implementing secure by design HP Chrome OS devices with built-in virus protection.
Gotta run. The boss is calling.
Mr. Whiskers sounds very demanding. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/HP Chromebook.
Game on! At Rivers Casino Philadelphia, we have what real players want. Pure action, better odds, more playtime, comfort and convenience. Game day action in our sportsbook. Less show, more dough. Play online at betrivers.com or play in person at Rivers Casino Philadelphia. We're following the latest CDC guidance for your health and safety. Rivers Casino Philadelphia. Always on our game. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey everyone, this is Zach Lowe. Check out my podcast, The Low Post, where I talk to people in and around the NBA about everything going on in the basketball world. This week's difference maker is Nikola Jokic, the most watchable, telegenic player in the NBA. Players, trends, under the radar teams, everything.
It's a home run trade for them, considering the circumstances, considering that they were roped into this at the last minute.
Listen and subscribe to The Low Post wherever you listen to podcasts.
How can I make sure my office never stops working?
With Staples Connect, it's possible.
I need to keep my back office stocked without messing up my bottom line.
Also possible, because Staples Connect has your small business covered with big savings on everything you need to get work done. This week, earn 30% back and a Staples store bonus when you buy any 2 ink cartridges. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Limit 4, in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details. N626.
Dear road rivals, let's talk about extra. Toyota offers tons of extra with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan good for 2 years or 25,000 miles. No-cost oil changes, no-cost tire rotations, no-cost fluid level adjustments, and more. That's a whole lot of extra at no cost from Toyota. Ford, Honda, and Nissan all charge extra for maintenance, and that's the kind of extra nobody needs. Try harder. Toyota.
Based on manufacturer's data as of 3/17/2021, covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. See participating dealer for coverage details.
Hello? We just made your listening experience easier. 97.5 The Fanatic is now on radio.com. Radio.com. Check it out now. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Remember, when you leave the car, we don't have to leave your morning. Grab that 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show on The Fanatic, and we appreciate you hanging out with us every morning. Those of you who stream the radio station all the time, we love you for that. Thank you for streaming. We see you out there. We know you're listening all the time. We appreciate that. Those of you who engage on social media, we love you too. And those who listen on just the regular radio. Now, Benny, the cab driver last night. Benny, love you. By the way, just a little shout out. What is it, a yo? Yeah, yo. I was complaining before my trip that the gangsters that are out there that try to take you to the airport, Maxwell. There's your name for you. Oh my gosh, these guys are fantastic. Fantastic to the airport, fantastic back from the airport. And last night, Benny's in there, and I said to Benny, when you listen to sports on the radio, and he goes, well, I listen to both, but the first preset was to another station. And I said, I want that off now. I want it removed.
It was WOGL.
I said, I want it removed now. And Benny made sure that ours takes priority.
Ah, good man, Benny.
So good job, Benny.
You got
Benny.
XTU kicked off, huh?
By the way, Benny could kick our asses, all of us. And Benny, I think, is 72. And he looks like he does martial arts.
I get winded easily. Benny would kick my ass.
Okay, he's jacked. And wait till I tell you what he does in the morning. Benny's giving me his routine. He goes, without weights. You lay on your bed, and you do 1,000 curls.
Just arm raises, kind of.
Just back, laying flat on your back. Do 1,000 of them every single day to your nipples, Jamie. So right to your nipples.
Good marker.
You have to hardly move your arms.
And then
you think you're excited? Feel these nipples.
And then 1,000, almost like you're doing a bench press. Do 1,000 of those a day. He said you'll be jacked within 3 months.
Benny, get it done.
And Benny looked like a rock star.
Nice.
Look at that. Good job.
Good work, Benny.
That. Good job, Benny.
Yes, Ben.
All right, I want to tell you here, Ben Simmons enters hate the face neighborhood now for me. Let me explain. I hate the word hate because I'm already seeing it on our YouTube channel this morning, some of the comments on the YouTube channel. People are now hating on Joel Embiid. Can you imagine? How could you hate on Joel Embiid? Well, how about this? The most unforced turnovers in a series. Joel Embiid, according to ESPN Stats and Information, in the modern era, since they've been tracking it, the most unforced turnovers in a series. Could you hate that? Is that hating on someone because you're bringing it up? That is just stupid mental errors? Everybody takes blame. Doc takes blame. Ben takes blame. Joel takes blame. I don't hate Ben Simmons. I don't know him. So I don't hate him. There's no reason to hate somebody. But I hate the dumbass blank expression he has on his face when he's under pressure. I hate the inability he has to own his own shortcomings when he's doing interviews with GQ magazine and telling us how great he is defensively when he refuses to attack the weaknesses in his own game. I hate stubbornness when it leads to failure. I know people like this in our business. I know people like this in other businesses. They'll do 4 things great and 1 thing they don't. And if you bring up the 1 thing that they don't do great, they sulk around and go, oh my gosh, I do all these things great and I'm getting picked on about this at work. I can't believe it. We all have a chance to get better. We all have a chance to incrementally get better. And to me, that's as much mental as anything that goes on in a game for Ben Simmons. And I'm not sure it can be fixed. Because I know people, if you can't take any modicum of criticism, if you think everything you do has to be told that you're great, I don't know that that's something mental that can be changed. I don't know that it can be turned around. So I ask you guys, especially in a pressure cooker town like this, do you have any examples of guys who obviously had some sort of a mental weakness, a mental struggle, that managed to turn it around?
Well, it's funny you bring this up because when the whole Markelle Fultz thing was going down, I remember talking to an assistant coach with the Sixers, and he said, you see all of us here? And he was pointing to a bevy of assistant coaches, which they always had. He said, we've taught pick and rolls. We've taught jump shots. We've taught defenses. We've never taught mental instability when it comes to the game of basketball, which was where Markelle Fultz was in their eyes at that point. Now you have it again with Ben Simmons. Look, we can talk the physicality, all of that stuff. This is more mental than anything. I'm convinced of that.
Oh,
This is a mental block that he has on the basketball court, which is really prohibiting him from doing some things that he could try to do. I'm not saying he's going to be a great shooter. He's not even trying. He's not trying to do something on the basketball court. That's ridiculous. That's horrible. So do you have the wherewithal within your coaching staff to change a mental outlook of a game? That's awfully tough.
Now, I've heard people say, well, why don't you get a sports psychologist? Because they can help them with that. Dansby Swanson of the Braves, his sister is a sports psychologist, and she helps people with mental approaches and everything like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, though. No one could talk. Let's just put it there. A sports psychologist couldn't talk to me about doing my job.
Sure.
So how the hell is a sports psychologist going to tell Ben Simmons about his job? How or us or me or you?
I mean, he's been working with one for 2 years now, to my knowledge.
Fire them! Fire them!
He also worked with, his brother, a shooting coach, for a period in his career. Maybe, I don't know who the psychologist is. I don't know if...
Is it Carter Hartz?
I don't know.
Same one?
But
Same one?
At least he acknowledged it's something he needs to work on. Clearly, it's not working. It's getting worse. In terms of athletes that have turned it around when they've been at a low point, I'm trying to rack my brain here.
Like where it was a mental thing. Not where it was not where somebody improved their game. Pat, you have anybody come to mind?
Yeah, the only person I can think of, and he kind of turned it around. He didn't do it fully, but he kind of bounced back, was Nelson Aguilar. The year after.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a
and
great
if
one.
you want to look at somebody, and it wasn't so much, it was mental, but it wasn't to this extent. Brandon Brooks suffered from anxiety. Everybody, is aware of that, and obviously he plays at a Pro Bowl level. Other than that, though, to your point, no,
because it's so hard with a mental. Because I don't think any of us are equipped to actually understand someone else's mental.
Well, and I just want to bring up too, like this whole idea of being out there, with very open with your mental problems is new. So there probably are players in the past that have dealt with it and succeeded in Philadelphia. We just don't know about it because it used to be, he's up in his feelings.
Yeah, that's a great point. And as far as having a psychologist or psychiatrist, whatever it is, come in and talk to him, from what I gather, having interviewed a sports psychologist in the past, it's a bigger picture kind of thing. It's not, hey, Ben, why aren't you shooting? It's, are you afraid of failure? Does the crowd being there and watching you fail, particularly you're not a good free throw shooter, does that play on your mind? You know what I mean? It's a bigger thing than...
So there's usually a couple dominoes.
That's what it seems. From what the little knowledge that I know that I've been taught by interviewing in the past, yes, it's a bigger picture type of thing.
Yeah, and look, I mean, unfortunately, he's had some things off the court going on, and maybe that contributes to it. I don't know.
Not wanting to dunk the basketball? To not wanting to shoot a basketball game?
That's such an alarming thing that he doesn't want to dunk a basketball as a 6'10" athletic freak that I don't have an answer. I wish I knew, but it's something pretty concerning.
Hey, protect your home with DryTech waterproofing solutions. Fanatic listeners are going to get 15% off when they mention Mike Missinelli. For water in your basement, cracks in your foundation, or mold remediation, trust the experts at DryTech. It's drytechcorp.com. I'm going to have shingles this week.
Wow.
Dave the Builder
You're
said
getting sick?
Dave, no, I've already had the shot, by the way.
Okay.
I got that shot. I know someone who got shingles at 48.
Oof. I heard it's terrible.
This person, below, like right below the man boobies, down to his waist, 2/3 around his body.
Oof.
Fire red.
Oh.
Had to be shackled to a bed
so he
doesn't scratch himself.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Had to wear mittens. Like mittens on his hands. And they were literally like sedating him for a couple days. Because it was so bad.
Jeez.
Absolutely bad. So get that shot. So, no, shingles on the roof. We have Dave the Builder. Bob, I think I intimidated him a little bit.
I don't think so.
I think I did. I think he got on it. I said, look, when I come back from vacation, I expect to see progress on this house, or there was going to be problems.
Oh, he moved.
And Dave learned. He learned that when let's get this thing going. So the roof starts on Thursday. They start putting the shingles on Thursday.
You going to stop by today, take a look at it?
No, I'm not. I'm going to wait till Friday. I'm going to wait till Friday.
I couldn't do it. I would have been over there.
Oh, my God.
You didn't get home until dark last night.
Yeah, thanks to the delays.
No, I may have even. That's out of the way this morning, but I would definitely be going right after work today.
I can't wait to see what they've accomplished, but it should be fun. Hey, in Cooney's Corner, a day after reaction sometimes isn't the most sensible.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Yeah, we're all there, and we're all going to be there for a while about Ben Simmons, and rightfully so.
Absolutely.
Rightfully so. Magic Johnson came out last night saying he can't stay there now. Funny how, Lakers, Magic Johnson, Ben Simmons. But some valid points in that the fans have kind of turned on him. He may have turned on the fans. Maybe there isn't a place for him. Maybe there is. But take feelings out of it, which is kind of hard to do. But look at it as a business move. If you talk strictly business, is it a good... And I'm asking this honestly. I'm not saying I have an answer. Is it a good business move to get rid of Ben Simmons?
Absolutely not.
Because you talk about this process, and look at the names that were being thrown around to us yesterday, right, James? Like a Kyle Kuzma. Get a Kuzma in here and a Schroeder, right? Get a Schroeder and Kuzma.
Dennis Schroeder coming in there? No.
And just the names that were being thrown around, and I'm thinking, oh my God, like, is it a good business move that you're just?
Well, what was
if you're just bringing in junk to get rid of something?
What did Magic suggest on ESPN to say? C.J. McCollum.
Well, that's apparently got some legs from somebody else too, outside of Magic.
I don't believe Daryl Morey would get suckered into that. I don't believe it.
I like C.J. McCollum.
Well, what
that
else,
to me
what
at least starts to become
involved?
fair.
That might be the best I've heard.
Yeah.
I heard C.J. McCollum. That's the best I've heard.
People who, by the way, and I was told, because once I came out of the bunker after a week away, that any talk of Dame Lillard involved with Ben Simmons, just stop now.
Oh, you'd have to give a first, a Maxey, and Ben as a minimum. Yeah.
Minimum.
That's a starting point.
Yeah, Dame Lillard, I just
Lillard,
had that no shot in my head. Bradley Beal, I don't think you're getting for Ben Simmons.
Well, why would Washington...
Why would they do that?
Pair Westbrook and Simmons. That's like the worst combination I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I mean, Zach LaVine is another name that's
stab you for Zach LaVine.
I'd let you.
But why would they? You really would?
I like Zach LaVine a lot.
Okay, you do too.
He's improved dramatically every year. Yeah.
Now McCullough or Zach LaVine, I'm all ears.
Yeah,
but it is. Do you sense more logic as this thing is now 48 hours out or not? I don't know. Do you sense the heat will get turned down, or do you think it can still get turned up even more?
I was going back and forth with somebody yesterday in the league, and they said, again, somebody will offer you a decent package. And I said, like what? And he came back with his suggestion of maybe a couple first-rounders.
Ugh.
I said, what about players? He said, yeah, that's when it gets tricky. So... are you just unloading to unload? Because that's what other teams are looking at. Okay, they want to unload Ben Simmons. That's what they're looking to do. We'll give you a couple first-rounders that we're going to be a good team, so they're not going to be good. And you got to match some money, but it's not going to be players that make a difference.
Well, I mean, it's $148 million over the next 4 years. Whereas if Darrell and Elton believe he's a real hurdle to them getting to that next stage, then you have to consider freeing up that cap. I think the best business move is probably to have him start next year as a Sixer, ideally play his value up to where it is, from where it is now, and maybe move him by the deadline, or he starts shooting right-handed and it looks like he has a free throw now, then maybe you just keep him, it sucks.
Are you 1 foot in the Ben Simmons pool? Still 2 feet in the Ben Simmons pool, or are you pulling yourself out right now?
Yeah, that it's tough. Look, you guys know how I talked about Ben Simmons.
I got toes in.
Yeah, I saw the good he did, and I maybe saw more of the good he did because I really kept a keen eye on it. But this offensive mentality, like you said, John, it might not be fixable, and if it's not, That's horrible. And it's not. Look, guys, it's not about him being a good shooter anymore. It's him wanting to shoot. You have two hurdles you have to clear now. Before it was you got to be a better shooter. Now it's you have to want to shoot. He mentally checked out of that game offensively because he was afraid.
The last 4 games he checked out of.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter.
I mean, when he got that defensive rebound, took one dribble and threw the ball to Joel Embiid at midcourt so Embiid could dribble the ball up, I stood up in my house and said, "Oh my God, this guy's done."
Yeah, he's broken. I do think that you could get some of the guys that you said, "Oh, there's no shot," if one of those guys says publicly they want out. Because once,
Dame,
like if Dame makes it known that there's rumblings.
Dame wants, according to some well-placed sources I've asked, Dame wants Becky Hammon.
She's getting a second interview, I believe, today.
Dame wants Becky Hammon.
It looks like she's the favorite out there.
If she gets that job,
then he's staying. But if she doesn't, he makes it public, because we all know that in the NBA, when a star makes it known, I'm one out, it's so difficult to get even. I mean, look at what happened with Harden. Like, that package is a lot of late first-round picks.
But if you're Portland and Dame says, "I want Becky," guess who's getting hired?
I hope so.
Becky.
Dame said he wanted Jason Kidd. And
Dame wanted Jason.
Now he's at the verge of leaving, so you got to try and keep him.
Not bad.
I love Dame Lillard.
Hey, listen for the Fanatics Fudgy Wudgy, man. In the 8 o'clock hour today, when you hear him, you got to be the 10th caller to the contest line, which is 215-263-0975, and you're going to win a $50 gift card. Good for a one-day juice cleanse from Squeeze.com. You're going to look as good as Mike Missinelli does at the beach. And you'll be in the running to win a week at the Fanatic Beach House. The Fanatic Beach House is presented by Squeeze.com, the best juice cleanse on the market. Order online and get same-day delivery at Squeeze.com. Mike talks about you want to look good at the beach, do the squeeze, do the juice cleanses. So that's how good you're going to look. You're going to be rolling into the beach like Mikey.
I should do that before my vacation.
Little juice cleanse?
Yeah, I'm down, Juice.com.
How long?
Mid-August.
Okay,
second week.
Start today.
Yeah.
And don't eat anything until you go.
And maybe I'll be all right.
Until you go to the beach in August. At that point. The juice cleanse thing.
Yeah.
My wife's done them.
Have you done them?
I haven't.
I've never.
Chuck has.
I like food too much.
I think I need to.
Okay.
I gotta lose the COVID-19 that I gained.
Okay, does it though? How does just drinking, like, does that not drive you mad? Like you're not having
hunger
food?
pains?
Yeah, it must be substantial stuff.
From what I've heard, it's like your nose is the handle of a toilet when you're on a juice cleanse, and you just turn it and everything flushes.
Wow,
that's the way Chuck described it to me.
Get it out, get it all out of your body.
Right, Coach should know. I bet you Coach has done more than one cleanse in the last couple of years alone.
Coach, does it sustain you like you? Because I would imagine not having tangible food is a challenge for many. And I'm not just looking at Jamie. I'm looking at all of us.
I love food.
First of all, welcome back.
Thank you, buddy.
No, the juice cleanse, the different vegetables and fruits and everything that they actually have inside of each of the drinks, for each part of the day, they fill you. They really do.
Oh, okay, good.
In the beginning, because you're so used to, consuming whatever food you eat all day, you are a little hungry. But after like day 1, day 2, it's great.
There you go.
Oh, it flushes you out.
Oh, so Magic Spoon, if you haven't been a Magic Spoon, you do the cleanse, then you start the Magic Spoon.
I just do Magic Spoon.
See, there you go.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Hey, make sure you put your deposit down now at PhillySportsTrips.com. Join us in Vegas in October. It's the ultimate birds away game trip. That's PhillySportsTrips.com. And get in on all that there. So, Jamie, you believe that Doc Rivers may be the issue, if not the real issue?
I think everybody's an issue right now. Unfortunately, when you have that kind of collapse at home, everybody's got a piece of the pie. Doc Rivers, look, when he was hired, Bob and me, we were on saying this is a great hire. He brings credibility. He brings the resume. He brings the championship ring. And then I started reading some of the Clippers press clippings from last year, and it was failure in game management. Rotations make no sense. And I went, okay, well, that's just the Clippers. They're a losing franchise. Well, maybe the Sixers are a losing franchise. So that didn't help. If you just do a quick Twitter search on Doc Rivers, here's what comes up. And this stat jarred me yesterday. Doc Rivers now has 29 losses with a chance to clinch a playoff series, the most losses by a head coach in NBA history.
That is incredible.
29 losses with a chance to clinch. That's pretty incredible. I mean, we talked about even the Celtics run. They played the most games in NBA playoff history for a champion. So just looking at the last 2 years alone, in 2020, the playoff exit, the Clippers in Game 5 blew a 16-point lead. In Game 6, they blew a 19-point lead. And in Game 7, blew a 12-point lead. Now, this year, you look at it, Game 4 blew an 18-point lead. Game 5 blew a 26-point lead at home. And Game 7 lost at home when the opposing player, best team's player, shot 5 for 23 from the field. That's a pattern. I read some stats last week that were thoroughly depressing in terms of when these losses came. It's a pattern. It's with him, and I think his in-game adjustments and rotations are fairly concerning. I'm not saying get rid of him, anything like that, but it's eye-popping.
I was really disappointed in this. You know, I am a Doc Rivers advocate. I said it from the beginning. I thought they needed that kind of mature mentality into this spot. I thought he did a really good job of elevating Joel Embiid's game during the regular season. I thought he did a really good job in the regular season. The concerns that Jamie just brought up, they came to light again. And I think there was one, who was it, J.R. Smith, that came out and said, look.
Josh Smith.
Oh, Josh Smith. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Josh Smith, and I've known you since you were a teenager. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, it was Bush League.
You are absolutely Bush League. You're amateur hour. I've known you since you were a teenager, and you're free to call the show, and we can debate this out if you'd like. Shut up. You've accomplished nothing in your entire career. Shut up.
I don't get what guys ever gain out of that.
No, you know what he gets out? He is the ultimate petty. Josh is petty.
He's probably happy we're mentioning his name now.
Josh is up in his feelings. He's petty. He feels that there's always a reason Josh Smith didn't accomplish what he was supposed, and his entire laundry list, by the time he gets to his name on it, we'd be into the next segment of the show.
I couldn't believe he's only like 35.
And guess what?
I was like, this guy's supposed to still be in the NBA.
He is supposed to be there. But you know what? There's a reason he's not. That video is part of it. Just childish. All right, we got a lot coming up for you in the next hour of the show. Glad to be back with you. The process officially dead. Dead on arrival. John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. My friends at Window Nation are looking out for you. Window Nation has their great deal going on right now. Invest in your home. Invest in the curb appeal. Invest in your bills right now to heat and cool your home. You buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. Plus, no money down, no payments, no interest until 2023, 2 years from now, 24 months. And if you purchase an entire house full of windows, you replace them all, they're also going to give you a vacation voucher, because I can tell you this, everybody is out vacationing this year. You're going to want to join them. Over 1 million windows installed, an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. You can research this company and you will see Window Nation has made fans all over the country. Call them at 866-90-NATION. Better yet, do your window shopping online at windownation.com. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No money down, no payments, no interest for 24 months, and that vacation voucher with a house full of windows. Check it out today. 866-90-NATION. Tell them John Kincade sent you.
The John Kincade Show.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
T-Mobile is bringing 5G from big cities to small towns across America. We've been investing billions to light up the largest and fastest 5G network. And now, according to competitive data from Umlaut, T-Mobile is the most reliable 5G network, too. To celebrate, we're inviting everyone to upgrade their experience. Introducing the free 5G upgrade. Bring any working cell phone to T-Mobile and trade it in for a free 5G Samsung Galaxy. Still have a flip phone? If it can make a call, you can trade it in. Plus, all our plans include 5G access on the full T-Mobile network at no extra cost.
Let's go.
Now that's an upgrade. T-Mobile is America's leader in 5G. Experience it today with the free 5G upgrade. Visit a neighborhood store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
Phone fee at 24 bill credits while supplies last plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us. Qualifying credit, service, and undamaged trade-in required. Most reliable according to independent third-party umlaut from crowdsourced user experience data from September 2020 to February 2021. Details at T-Mobile.com.
There is a place outside of Philadelphia where the aroma of freshly baked bread brings you back to more traditional times. The era when families joined together to enjoy an authentic old world taste with traditional recipes and fresh ingredients. That time and place still exists at Corpele's Italian Bakery and Deli. Since 1924, now 4 generations and 4 locations. The Corpele's family has been bringing you back to a more nostalgic time by sharing their favorite recipes and consistently adding new flavors for new traditions. While Corpele's Italian Bakery and Deli is well known for their famous tomato pie, voted best in Philadelphia, nothing compares to their fresh baked bread and strombolis, handmade pastries, cookies, pies, and a wide range of custom cakes. For a list of locations and all your party needs, explore more at CorpelesBakery.com.
Hey, it's Ant. Don't be that guy this summer. The guy with the T-shirt on in the pool. Yeah, you can still be slimmer for this summer, since it only takes 40 days to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds with NJ Diet. NJ Diet's contractually guaranteed money-back program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair and saliva and blood work. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to keep the weight off for the rest of your life. It's all about the science. Not sure if you can do it alone? NJ Diet's with you every step of the way. Hold your hand. You're fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat and not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural. No shots, no hormones, no surgery. With offices close by in Cherry Hill, Princeton, and now open in King of Prussia. Or available with live online video consultations. Visit NJDiet.com or call 855-5NJ-DIET. Go to NJDiet.com. Lose the weight for good. That's NJDiet.com.
You're gearing up to get back out on the field. So you ordered ball game essentials like a new glove, cleats, and a jumbo pack of sunflower seeds. And you used your Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards that you put toward the cost of an essential piece of your post-game recovery. A heating pad. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. No one is funnier than you. People laugh just thinking about the things you've said. I'm laughing at one of them right now. Coworkers repeat your jokes at the office, but they're never as good as when you tell them, and shame on them for trying. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better knowing you could save when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Although I'm sure you'd have a funnier way to say that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Napa know-how. Some things just go better together. Like a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for $26.48. It's like bacon and eggs, hot dogs and mustard, or Joni and Chachi. Ask your dad about it. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for $26.48. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 6/30/21.
Sadness and misery, I don't feel either of these. I'm in a good mood.
Okay.
Hey, man, what's wrong?
Well, it just didn't sound very bluesy.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Oh, hey, Buzz.
Okay, well, let's try it again.
Smile on my face.
Nope, that's still happy.
Have a change of heart with Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
Today's pros need today's tools, and nobody understands that better than the Home Depot. Our app makes it simpler to get supplies ordered and delivered. Our online project calculators cut guesswork and last-second supply runs. Job site delivery puts what you need where and when you need it. And rental puts the right equipment in your hands, but not your overhead. That's how today's pros get more done. New tech, new tools, old-fashioned hard work. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Sadness and misery, I don't feel either of these. I'm in a good mood.
Okay,
Hey, man, what's wrong?
Well, it just didn't sound very bluesy.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Oh, hey, Buzz.
Okay, well, let's try it again.
Smile on my face.
Nope, that's still happy.
Have a change of heart with Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
Liven up your game days with Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia, your official pregame and postgame headquarters. Start your pregame early at Sports and Social. Sip on $5 specialty cocktails or enjoy half-price nachos and $2 beer specials. Stick with Live during the game for more ways to win prizes. When the home team wins, you win. Score with Live for a post-game giveaway. For every home team run scored, we're giving away $1,000. Catch all the game day action at Live Casino and Hotel. Visit livecasinohotelphilly.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, if you ever wondered, I do talk straight through the brakes.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
7 a.m. hour of the John Kincade Show is brought to you by my sportsbook app of choice, the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. You can download it at parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. It's a great way to connect yourself. I guess you're going to be in baseball mode now. Except for some of the basketball. This is a big week for your Phillies coming up.
Yeah.
It is. It's a big
I know.
I was asked some questions.
Welcome to the party.
On the YouTube channel, J.D. Hampton said, did I hear Shaq's shout out on TNT? I did. I did not go back, though, and I did not really dive into social media till yesterday after being disconnected.
Man, you picked a hell of a time to dive back into social media.
Oh, my gosh. Pat.
The sea is angry.
I mean, seriously, there's some
like an old man returning soup at a deli.
I turned off my notifications.
I mean, it was vicious out there. Yes, I did hear that. I was glad. Shaq, very kind to us. And also, too, David asks if I was singing the Rally House song while I was on vacation. I was not.
I was there last Friday.
I heard you were.
It was great. A lot of people came out.
Can't wait.
And we did a dad joke thing, and somebody won a $200 gift card. It was great. I heard some good dad jokes.
What was the one that won? Do you remember?
It's actually not suitable for air. It was kind of a dirty dad joke.
Dirty dad jokes are the best.
And the guy embarrassed his two daughters with him. It was really funny.
Okay.
I went to Rally House last week. Went to the King of Prussia one, and got my son some stuff. And I got home and realized that I got him all the wrong sizes. So I have to go back and return it.
I actually got my...
Well, why don't you just keep it and wear it for yourself?
I can't even get mad at that because I didn't see that coming. That's pretty good. Welcome back.
So when I was there, I got my new nephew Grayson a Ben Simmons onesie, and I really wanted an Embiid or maybe a Maxey or a Tobias, and I handed it to him. And I was like, sorry, all they had left was Simmons.
I hear the kid, since he's been wearing it, Grayson now just hands his bottle to somebody else. Every time they get the bottle.
Excuse me, sir, do you have Isaiah Joe?
He wants to dish this off.
Do you have B-ball, Paul?
I think he's on with Anthony today.
My friend Rock was at the game on Sunday night, and he literally saw two people take off their Ben Simmons jerseys, throw them in the trash can.
Okay, that's dumb.
And then other people go and grab them out of the trash can. Yeah, he said he saw it twice.
Yeah, I saw a couple get lit on fire on the grill.
Come on.
Yeah.
Enough. All right, well, my biggest fear is that we will experience the next level of Philly fandom delusion. Because I believe the last of the processors have locked themselves in a bunker. I believe it's somewhere in Delco. And they are attempting to craft the narrative that will somehow depict their cult as being successful. I will tell you this, take it elsewhere, take it away from me. It wasn't. It hasn't been, and it sure as hell looks like it won't be. Most importantly, we've seen it again. There is little reason that this roster is currently shaped, is equipped to get out of the second round of the postseason. They haven't done it. But I've seen it with the Philadelphia fans before. Much like the portion of the Eagles fan base, mostly people my age, that still hold the Buddy Ryan era as their favorite era of Eagles football. A 5-year period when the team won absolutely nothing, had a lot of stats, had some regular season moments, but won nothing. And they talk about it like Buddy Ryan era was a deity here. More, he was a joke. The processors will try to do the same. They will try to craft a narrative that somehow makes them believe it was right. Bottom line, judging success comes in the postseason. Don't count regular season wins as medals that you want to pin to your chest in pride. As other NBA teams have proven, like the Hawks, who just kicked your ass in 6 of the 7 games, you don't need to have a process to be a winner. You don't have to lose purposely. The hapless Hawks have been to the conference finals now 2 of the last 6 seasons, and there was a rebuild in between. Sixers can't even get out of the second round. And that's where we begin with Bob and Jamie and Pat and the coach, Eric Camille. We've got Mike directing on YouTube and Twitch.tv. Appreciate you guys being here. And, of course, Connor answering your phone calls at 610-632-0975 here on the John Kincade Show. Bob, you lived through it. You could write a doctorate course in the entire process. I guarantee you, though, there are going to be people still trying to pin the process as a success. The Hawks just proved to you. You do not have to. I've heard from people defend the process over and over again. It's the only way. If you're stuck in purgatory, it's the only way you can get better, is what they did. There was no other option. That was such a load of crap, and the Hawks just proved it again. They're in the conference finals after a complete rebuild, turning over their entire roster. Every player on the roster rebuilt. They're back in the conference finals, and they didn't have to do the trash everything, lose on purpose, and try to do some convoluted nonsense for years at a time.
Yeah, I see. When the argument comes about of, is the process over, is it not over? Well, what you have to do is define the process. What's the definition of the process? Was the process the 3 really, really bad years of losing and collecting assets and going forward there? Because then if it is, all right, your main things that you got out of the process, the 2 main things are obviously Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Now, is the trickle down of everything from Tobias Harris and Al Horford and, you go all over the place, Danny Green and Seth Curry, are they included in on the process? You know what I mean?
No, I think the process was 3 years of saying we are purposely going to lose. We're
right.
Purposely. And the decisions that were made with the assets, I think it's a separate argument.
Well, I don't know, because that's what Sam Hinkie and everybody said. That is the process. The process is losing to gain assets so that you have assets to be competitive for many, many years to come. It wasn't about, and this is Sam Hinkie's words, and I talked to him plenty of times about it, it's not necessarily winning championships, but being competitive for championships for years and years to come, hoping that, of course, you gain championships out of it. So, okay, the process went, or have all the assets been used up from those 3 years of losing? You'd have to dive real deep into, this trade came from this, that, and the other, but I think the disassociation from the process, besides the 2 main players you still have, I think it's done. Like, the process is, and I'm not saying that, I'm saying it in a way that, okay, look, they did it. I recognize what it was and what it did. It's just not benefiting you anymore besides the 2 players you have.
I think it's still alive. And not in the way most people talk about it. When Sam Hinkie left his manifesto, it was basically like what Bob said, the process wasn't about just the losing. It was about sustainability for a 10 to 12 year period of window and the crown.
None of that. None of it.
There's been
round.
Success in air quotes, very dramatic. Yeah, no, I agree. But the 3 years was the depths of hell you had to go to in his mind and the organization's mind to garner this flexibility and sustainability. Like even the Mikal Bridges pick and the Zaire trade was still parts of the process that they acquired earlier. It was all about the crown jewel, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, and supposed to be Markelle Fultz. Brian Colangelo lit a lot of those assets on fire, but I think the process doesn't end. I mean, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons being here are still technically assets of the process.
But you didn't need to do it. It's been proven again. You didn't need to do it.
That's a debatable conversation.
I don't think it's debatable, and I think it's being proven again. You didn't have it's not. People would say to me, "It's the only way."
It's not the only way.
When you're in purgatory,
there's many ways to do it.
When you're in purgatory in the NBA, it's the only way. The Hawks have proven it again. Travis Schlenk came in. He has cleaned out every person that was on the roster when the Hawks had the number 1 seed in the East and went to the conference finals. That was 5 seasons ago.
Yeah, but Sam Presti's doing it in Oklahoma City and getting lauded for it because, oh my God, look at all the draft picks he has. Joel Embiid is a damn near MVP of the league, and he was a process piece. You could trade him tomorrow, and he's still a piece of the process. Ben Simmons is still a trade asset if you want to be.
The process has yet to yield a second-round win.
I know. I'm very well aware.
So it's a failure.
I'm not saying it's the only way. It's
a failure.
Right now it is, yeah.
You do all that, and you can't get out of the second round? That's failure with a capital F.
But it's still sustainable. Well, your window is not closed.
What, though?
A chance.
Sustaining being in the second round.
They were the 1 seed. They choked. They choked. They were the 1 seed. They showed you over the course of the year that they could be a very, very good team. So it's still the window's not closed. It's still a sustainable process. It's just not. It doesn't ever die in Sam Hinkie's mind if you keep doing things properly.
Is there anything that could happen that would cue to you, Jamie, the end of the process? If they dumped
all the assets being gone, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid being gone.
So not until they're gone, then the process is over.
Kind of, but if you trade them properly and at the right times, you can. It's a circle. It's an ever-evolving process. If you got great assets back for Joel Embiid, technically that's keeping the process alive.
8 to 10 years, by the way, I see a piece here with ESPN that they did where Sam Hinkie said 8 to 10 years of competitive opportunity.
Yeah, I said 12.
Okay. So 8 to 10, that is yet to start. We haven't gotten to year 1 yet. Because this team hasn't gotten out of the second round.
They have. They just failed.
No, but they're not in the mix. They're not even. You're not in the mix for a championship until you're in the conference finals. You're not legitimately in the mix. They have not gotten there yet.
But they should have been.
So year 1 hasn't even started.
But they should have been. They choked.
I don't care if they should have been. I don't care if they should have been.
But they're 2 different things.
No, you're not. You're not viable. If you don't win a second
they
round
are
series,
viable. They choked.
Not if you don't win a second round series, you're not viable.
Well, they choked. But they're viable. They were the 1 seed. They should have.
No, wait. If they're viable, then bring them back, right? Roll it back.
I think that's probably, nobody wants to hear this. I think it's probably the best business decision in terms of protecting your asset.
Pat?
I think the process ended when they traded for Tobias Harris because at that point, pretty much all of the assets that Hinkie had acquired. I understand Jamie's point, too, with the players still here, but I think that's when it was like, okay, the cupboard's bare. Like, you don't have any other real assets to go out and acquire guys. I think the thought process behind the process is still sound. You're basically taking steroids. You're speeding up a process that, to your point, you don't have to do, but it's speeding up the process, pardon the pun, of winning. And the logic is there. Their execution of it has been dreadful. Their talent evaluation, awful. Jahlil Okafor instead of Porzingis. The list goes on. Tatum. Yeah, so I could continue to go on and on with how they botched this thing, and the fact they only got 2 players out of it is frustrating. But I think the thought process behind it is still sound, and Sam Presti's trying it himself.
Hey, NJ Diet contractually guarantees that you're going to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. So get slimmer for summer. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or visit njdiet.com. I saw one of the guys that should have listened to Anthony's show when he talks about that. Saw some of the guys doing the shirt in the pool. And I saw some guys in these swim shirts were very popular this year.
Yeah, the UV shirts have made a big
long sleeve, and I'm talking guys that don't have bad physiques.
Well, it's UV
long
smart.
Sleeves,
yeah,
long sleeves in the pool, but it looks odd.
It does, but I wear a shirt on the beach now more than I ever used to.
Dermatologist told you that's a good thing to do, right?
No, I just did that myself.
My dermatologist did say that to me because I had some things taken off.
I'm more skin as you guys know, becoming a parent, you become a lot more conscious of health and other things. So, I'm trying to do that. I got the big stupid straw hat that people probably see me and go, "Oh, look at that douche." Well, I'm just trying to be sun smart. It's practical.
There you
I don't think the hat has anything to do with it.
I don't think that's why they're calling. I don't think that's why they're calling you.
I don't have a
James.
douche face.
I don't think that's what they're calling
you have a very friendly.
What did
You make me smile every day.
What did Atlanta say about you?
Well, I stopped paying attention. I just checked out of that
So
one.
they were really. I love. So you were calling Chernoff a nerd.
Yeah, I called him a nerd. I called all the Hawks fans that were standing in the first and second quarters nerds.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, come on, sit down. You had the best seat in the house.
I was getting grief because when I came back to social media after this, I said, excuse me, the diehard Hawks fan base, please, first of all, spike the football, celebrate. Because it's been since 1978 since Atlanta beat Philadelphia in the postseason. So, I mean, it was 78. Every single time this city went up against them in the postseason, this city came out victorious. So I can take them spiking the football a little bit after 43 years.
Oh, yeah.
But the depiction of the fan base, and I'm glad to call it out. People are like, oh, you're hating on Atlanta now. I'm like, I would have said it if I was on the air there. Bunch of brand new Hawks fans.
Oh,
Freshly minted.
You could tell.
Freshly minted.
You could tell on Twitter when the ESPN notification went out that the game was over because all of a sudden that's when they decided to start tweeting.
And I said, look, I said to some of these people that were on social media, I'm like, if you had tweeted me before the series, laugh my ass off when I was saying the beatdown was going to come. If you sent it to me before the series, I hold you in high regard.
Yeah.
I'll go, okay. That person had the balls to say, no, you're wrong, and this is what's going to happen. When you do it after the series, to me, it's almost comical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
you know who warned me the most? Knicks fans. They were like, I got texts from 3 different groups of my Knicks buddies, one from NBC, one from college, saying, watch out for this Hawks team. They're really pesky. And I was like, nah, we're the 1 seed. We're good.
Pesky's a good word. Did you hear what Jamie called Trae Young's game?
What did he call it?
This is where Atlanta blew up at him a little bit. He said he's dishonorable in the way he plays.
I said Trae plays with no honor. He plays a awful brand of basketball to watch. I'm sorry. I'm sticking by it.
An awful brand of basketball.
It's horrible. It's not basketball. They're about to put a new rule in place to eliminate what him and James Harden and Chris Paul do. It's crap. He's too good of a player to play that crap style of basketball.
Okay, how about Joel Embiid flopping?
Well, that's a different style of flopping.
That's different.
That's different because he's a six.
Are you taking a stance against that?
Well, it's different. I mean, Joel Embiid's not...
It's the same intention.
He's selling a foul.
It's the same intention.
Yeah, but Trae Young's jumping backwards, and it's an unnatural shooting motion. He did it many times.
But it's the same intention.
Okay, well, I like watching Joel Embiid play basketball. I don't like watching...
Joel Embiid is simply trying to win an Oscar. Trae Young is the guy on 95.
He plays with no honor.
Who break checks you to get an insurance bid.
Joel Embiid is going for an Oscar.
Yeah.
And Trae Young is going for a daytime Emmy.
Whatever you want to call it. I mean, I equate Trae Young to the guy that break checks you.
I think the way they both play needs to be curtailed by the NBA.
I think the referees have a really tough job right now.
Joel Embiid and the flopping. If you're going to complain about Trae Young and begging for fouls and all that kind of stuff, then you better be watching Joel Embiid's game. Because seriously, he could have carried a box of Kleenex with him.
And I'll tell you what, if you take that out of Joel Embiid's game, I'm convinced of this, and I'm being serious about this. If you take that flopping and flailing and just throwing a ball up looking for a foul out of Joel Embiid's game, I think he becomes a better player.
That's the next level.
I do. I think that's where the physicality comes in and the brute force comes in, and his power game might get better because it has to.
He was definitely banking on some of those calls in Game 7, and when he wasn't getting them, you could see it affect him.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Check out our friends at Liberty Mutual. Jamie, you were talking about the fact, though, is can a center lead an NBA team to a title?
Yeah, this has been in the back of my mind for a while. I've talked about it with Bob in the past, and it's not the early 2000s where Shaq was just a physical dominating force that, it's not that game anymore. And it's rare you get that. I mean, when you think about the best centers in the NBA, it's like Joel Embiid, Jokic, Bam. Clint Capella's a good defender. But there's not many. And I always wonder, come crunch time at the end of games, can a center be your closer? And as evidenced by 16 turnovers in the final 2 games, and Joel reverting back to his old sloppy style of play where he's doing the spin dribble drives and keeping his head away from the double team coming, it concerns me that he's the closer. I think it's a perimeter game, and he has a perimeter game, but he's also 7'2". I just don't know if the center philosophically can be the guy that leads you to a title in today's NBA.
I absolutely think you can have a center that does that, and it also makes your surrounding players better if he's used properly. Like, think about it. If you're in a game and you're watching your team and you need a basket, most times it's not a three-pointer that you're looking for. And if it's a Giannis, it's looking to go to the basket. If it's name every player around the league, Kawhi Leonard, it's getting open somehow and making a shot. I think if you can constantly pound it into Joel Embiid, and he's that guy and he's unstoppable, which I think he can be, I think once you start doing that in the fourth quarter, and then it's like doubles come even more, boom, kick out shot, open shots.
But he's not kicking out.
And
that's what he has to learn. He has a lot to learn to his game, no question.
Plus, I don't think he plays close enough to the basket.
Yeah, I'd feed him at 12 feet, not at the 3-point.
The majority of possessions, he takes the ball beyond the 3-point line. That to me makes, just by design, and maybe I'm thinking old school traditional basketball, and maybe he's not your traditional center.
Oh, he's a unicorn, no doubt about it.
But getting him the ball where he touches the ball most of the time behind the 3-point line, to me, just seems illogical. But maybe I'm thinking old school basketball.
No. Here was my problem with Joel Embiid at the beginning. He would post on a block, and as the ball was being thrown into him, John, he would go out and get it. So being 4 feet from the basket now turns into 10 feet from the basket. Instead of holding, catching, I'm at 4, I'm going to go up strong here now. Joel Embiid, the best way he can score now is getting the ball at 10 feet and turning and facing. That's the best part of his game.
Yeah, so
then he can hit a jump shot, or he can take off the dribble.
Fourth quarter?
So many three-point attempts, and so many times there was a series of possessions, 5, 6, and 7, and I have them all in the DVR, and I'm going to go back and watch how many times between 5, 6, and 7 there were possessions where he never stood inside the 3-point line.
Yeah.
That's illogical to me.
Yeah.
He never made movement inside. He just stood out there.
And some of that's on Doc, too.
Yes.
Joe, we need to feed you 12 feet from the basket. Face up and see the double team coming.
By the way, again, we're talking about an excellent player.
Sure.
That Bob believes has another gear. That there's another level that he can take his game to.
Yeah, like that posting up that you're talking about, getting down in the block. I think that's something he could get. But right now, his best offensive game is catching the ball at 12 feet, creating space for himself, either shooting from there or taking a guy off the dribble because he's that good. He's that much of, as Jamie says, a unicorn.
It is. He's absolutely fantastic. But everybody's got to look in the mirror after this one. It is
absolutely.
It's not.
Everybody's to blame.
It is not good. There are some sleepless nights. There are some stomach knots. I'll tell you why. Coming up, it's the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. And the Parx Casino Sportsbook app, it's something that I missed. I didn't carry my smartphone last week and was not able to even use it down in the state of Florida because the Parx Casino Sportsbook app is your hometown sports betting app. You can use the live in-game play-by-play betting on baseball. You're talking about betting innings, betting individual player performances like over-unders on hits, home runs, pitcher strikeouts. You can bet futures bets right now. Same-game parlays on baseball like your team plus the over-under total on runs scored. New customers with the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. Sign up right now. Get your first bet risk-free up to $500. Go to parxcasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. You can bet on pro hoops if you're still going to be watching. And if you love daily fantasy, this is what it's all about. New customers sign up, get that $500 bet risk-free. You've got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania. And if you've got a gambling problem, I implore you, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
Talking sense into people isn't really my thing. In fact, I'm better at the opposite.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Win a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic.
Listen weekdays during the 8 a.m., 12 noon, and 4 p.m. hours.
When you hear the Fanatic Fudgy Wudgy Man.
Hey, Fudgy Wudgy Man.
Call our contest line at 215-263-0975.
The 10th caller will win a $50 gift card good for a one-day juice cleanse from Squeeze.com to help you get in shape for summer.
And you'll be in the running for the grand prize, a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic.
Win a free week at the beach from 97.5 The Fanatic, sponsored by Squeeze.com. The best juice cleanse on the market. Order online and get same-day delivery at Squeeze.com.
And 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Calling all auto techs, detailers, painters, bodymen, lot attendants, or other auto specialists. Carvana, the company that invented the new way to buy a car, is hiring for our Delanco Auto Inspection Center. Grow on the go, working with some of the most advanced tools in the industry at one of the fastest growing companies in America. We have open roles for all levels of experience, from hourly production associates with no past experience to master mechanics and certified painters. And our competitive pay, on-the-job training, and company-paid certifications offer all employees a pathway to success. New hires get a great job on day one with the opportunity for a Carvana career. Other benefits include health insurance with 100% of the premium paid by Carvana and other benefits. Grow your career with stability, working with the team that's disrupting the automotive industry. Now hiring for roles at all levels of experience. Go to CarvanaAutojobs.com to sign up. Carvana is an equal opportunity employer.
G'day, mate. As an Australian, I'm a croc expert. Crikey, get him away from me. I mean crocs, like the footwear. And as a croc expert, I have to say I like foamies from Skechers bloody better. Because foamies have that stylish, trendy look, plus Skechers' world-famous comfort. All for a price that's down under the competition. Skechers is a comfort technology company, and foamies have comfort innovations your whole family will love. Foamies are ultra-lightweight, water-friendly footwear that are flexible and breathable. Perfect for kicking it by the pool, grilling on the barbie. Or comfy enough to go on a walkabout. Plus, only foamies come with fits and features like Arch Fit with podiatrist-certified support. And max cushioning that feels like you're walking on big, puffy marshmallows. And foamies are perfect to keep you cool this summer or warm in the winter. Which is great because it's actually winter in Australia right now. Good on you, Skechers. So get yourself some machine-washable foamies by Skechers and don't get bit by crocs. He's a mean fella. Find foamies at Skechers.com, a Skechers store, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you find the right oil for your next change. We've got what your car's engine needs. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $33.99. And you can get it all fast your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
You heard you could save big when you bundle home and auto with Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw a link for a survey about which type of bread you are. And now you're on question 17, barely scratching the surface of your bread identity. You always thought of yourself as a brioche, but are you actually more of a pumpernickel? Ah, yes. They said it was easy to save money bundling with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Hey, my name is Jonelle, and a little thing that I love about Chick-fil-A's new Lemon Kale Caesar salad is every tender, warm, juicy piece of grilled chicken. It's a Caesar salad, but it's different. You have the Parmesan breadcrumbs and the mixture of lemon with that romaine and kale. It's almost something I can't explain, but it'll make you want to sing. Lemon Kale Caesar.
Order the new Lemon Kale Caesar salad on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Does it feel like finding clothes in your fit is impossible? Tired of feeling overwhelmed with options that just aren't right? Let the experts at Stitch Fix do the shopping for you. At Stitch Fix, we make sure each piece is hand-selected for your life. So whether you're staying home or on the go, Stitch Fix has the answer for what to wear. We make it easy to find what works for you. Signing up takes just a few minutes, and styles are delivered directly to your door. Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, your style delivered.
Enjoy Wildwood summer fun at Maury's Piers with the Fanatics Deal of the Week. One same-day ride and water park combo ticket for just $40. That's unlimited rides on all 3 piers, Surfside Amusement Pier, Mariners Amusement Pier, and Adventure Amusement Pier, and both big water parks, Ocean Oasis Water Park and Beach Club and Raging Waters Water Park. Those 6 beach blocks of fun for $40 is only available now through Sunday or while supplies last at 97.5fanatic.com. Keyword deal.
Home is where your life happens, so don't settle for slow internet. Switch to Verizon Fios for upload speeds up to 25 times faster than cable, so you can video chat and game with ultra-low lag. Power your connected home with the 100% fiber optic network, only on Verizon. Based on Fios Gigabit Connection Plan wired upload speed of up to 880 megabits compared to advertised cable upload speeds for Xfinity Gigabit, Spectrum Internet Gig, and Optimum 1 Gig plans, as of February 16, 2021.
Amazon is offering sign-on bonuses up to $1,000, plus get up to $20 an hour for select roles. The best part? We're hiring near you. So start now to take home something greater. New, higher wages with a sign-on bonus, a range of real benefits, and career growth opportunities in a top-rated workplace. So earn more and see how great pay and sign-on bonuses can lead to a greater life for you. Go to amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, are you tired of dealing with your old drafty windows and doors in your house? Well, it's time you finally go Guida, my good friends. At Guida Door and Window will help make your window and door replacement project more affordable with their buy one, get one half off sale. That's right. For every door or window you buy, you'll get the second one at 50% off. And you can mix and match these savings to suit your own needs. You can buy an entry door, you'll get half off a storm door. You can buy a patio door, you'll get 50% off a window. Need to replace all the windows and doors in your house? Then you'll save 50% on half of your project. The more you need, the more you save. Plus, God is making it easier for you to afford your project with no money down and interest-free financing up to 18 months. Act now. The offer is for a limited time only. Restrictions apply. For full details, call Guida today and schedule a free, no-obligation in-home estimate. The number, 1-877-GO-GUIDA. Online, GoGuida.com. That's go, G-U-I-D-A.com.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Picking on Egan is extremely mean, but I assure you, it's just a small, minute, tiny part of our content.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show, back together again here on The Fanatic. You know, you may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose our friends at Bradford White. Here for the pro.
So be honest, did you miss us more the last week or your family the last 6 months? It's probably us, right?
No, I do miss my family more. It was funny. His coach said to me this morning, he said, especially with the circumstances of this year, it's been to be apart from your family.
Yeah, it's rough.
Most of the time.
I kid. It's an obvious answer.
No, but I tell you this, though, I did miss you guys.
Did Nikki Foles make the trip with you guys?
No, Nikki Foles does not come to the beach.
Nah.
She does not come to the beach, but she gets this. Have you ever heard of colitis? Yeah. She gets nervous.
Yeah, I've heard it in people.
She
Dogs
gets nervous.
Get it too?
The dog, like they said, she gets nervous when she gets boarded, I guess.
Oh,
She got a little colitis going on, but the doctor took care of that. And Nikki Foles cannot wait to be a Philadelphian. She's so excited. She's so excited. Now, all the boys at Olivia's school just trouncing her, ratioing her on her Sixers love. It's just been, and I said to her, this is the first time in all your life you've had hand over all the guys at school with your Sixers love, Eagles love. You've always had the upper hand. This is just their turn to spike the football on you.
Yeah, have fun, Atlanta.
She's going to like it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, so it's
got to
good.
take the good with the bad.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, next time maybe you'll spike the football a little differently if you don't like the response.
I did go with one response back to somebody in Atlanta just said 28-3 with a gif of Tom Brady smiling.
It's the best.
I just feel like that's still fair.
I think we all know when the series turned, and John, you were away from it, but we did probably the worst segment, not of this show, but of the history of this station, and it was top 5 shakeisms, and that is when the series all of a sudden
it fell apart.
It took a downward spiral.
I got great. Everybody I talked to said you guys did a great job.
Shake, rattle, and roll. And Shake wasn't on there.
I used to always have conversations with my wife after big wins and big losses.
from the Philly teams, and I'd be watching them in Atlanta, and I would say, damn, I wish I could be on the air to discuss them and how much fun it is. But I've got to tell you, from a distance, the pain wasn't nearly as tangible. And now that I'm back home, I feel it. The stomach knots throughout games 5, 6, and 7 were different than they've been for me in the last 20-some years. The restless sleep after the huge losses, it's making me feel right at home again. But I got to tell you, it's not particularly fun. But there's a difference. And knowing you get to talk about it the day after, that's definitely it's a blessing and a curse. Because sometimes, man, yesterday must have been brutal, Bob. Must have been brutal, but is it in any way cathartic for you when you get to vent it out after the day after?
I think it's good. I like to listen to what other people, how they handle it. I don't live and die. I hate it. I hate that the Sixers lost because of so many things. And, yeah, I'm sitting there on Sunday night with, you're just pounding wherever you're sitting. You're pounding your couch and ticked off at what's going on. I can get over it quickly. Getting here and talking to the people on the air and talking to Pat and Connor. It was funny, John? They took the Game 5 loss worse than the Game 7.
Well, you said Game 5 to you was the worst loss.
It was. Well,
Game 5 was disgusting.
Once you blew that and gift wrapped that for them, you had about a 15% chance historically of coming out of that series as the champ. And that's not good odds. As a gambler, I'm taking the 85%er every damn day. So, yeah, that was kind of the series. Looking back on it, to squander that big of a lead in that situation, it was pathetic. There's no other way to describe it.
I can tell you this, too, is watching from a distance. It was so frustrating.
Yeah.
It was just so frustrating. And I know how people are feeling today. I know Provolone Joe joins us now on The Fanatic. Good morning, Joe.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Hey, good morning. I'm feeling a little better today than yesterday, but, I have my theory on Ben. Everybody looks at his size, his length, his strength, his dribbling ability, his speed as a blessing, but I think it was his biggest curse. I think that, when you're that big, that fast, that tall at every level coming up, and you could succeed at a game and have a flaw as blaring as not shooting the ball, you covered up because you're so much bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody else. But at this level, it's hard to ever get that now. Like, I almost think he's beyond fixing because he's always had success doing it his way. No coach has ever said to him at high school, college, any level of basketball, hey, you need to shoot, because he was always successful doing what he did. Now it's like...
And, Joe, one of the things, too, is it's not pronounced until you get to the final 8 teams in the NBA. Until you try to you get to the conference semifinals. It's supposed to be the best 8 teams. And when you can't do those things, it then becomes pronounced.
When you're playing against the best 40 or 50 people in the world, you're exactly right. You may get away with that during the season most of the time, and there's nights where he doesn't get away with it, but there's times where he does. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, and now you're really fine tuning it down to the best in the world, he's exposed. It's happened year in and year out. You can't fix that at this point. So I think you have to. He can't succeed here, and he won't. And we just have to face the facts that this was a failure.
All right, Joe. Appreciate it. Bob, is a mentality beyond fixing? Because physically, he should be able to do this. I'm not writing off Ben Simmons. I refuse, because I've made that mistake before with athletes where I've completely been devoid of giving them the benefit of the doubt, and then they prove me wrong, and I feel stupid. So I'm not writing him off because he's too talented. But is it harder to overcome a mentality than it is something in his actual game?
I would say, yeah, because it's the unknown. Like, look, you know, the limited coaching, say, an assistant coach in the NBA has. If you say, hey, listen, we want to work on his drop step, going over both his left and right shoulder, and that's an area of concentration that we really want you to key in on, they could probably create something there, because you're talking about a terrific athlete and basketball player, whatever it may be. If you say to a coach, hey, look, he's mentally just not in a good place, I need you to get him mentally right. If I'm an assistant coach, I'm like, how do I do that? You know, Jamie and I were in Las Vegas when Ben Simmons played his rookie summer league games.
That's where we met, Bob.
It is. And the questions is magical. And the questions about his shooting.
You go see the Blue Man Group together.
I wish.
We're already there.
We just drank a lot of beers.
You could be in the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, it would be very easy. There's a great line from Arrested Development I want to use right now, but the FCC might not like that.
But the questions surrounding Ben Simmons' outside shooting were already there. It was the big question, him coming out of college. And we watched, and we've seen, you people have seen the videos this week on Twitter. He kind of proved us wrong. He was hitting turnaround 18-footers. If guys stayed off of him, he was shooting 18-foot jump shots. Yeah. I sat in on a bunch of practices and watched him shoot in scrimmages. I talked to players that he played against that said, my God, I have to defend his quickness and his speed, but once I back off, his shot's fine. And now it's just gone.
Now it's gone. Conrad in Milwaukee joins us. Conrad, good morning.
Hey, long time no talk, John. My condolences on your 76ers not being able to pull through, and I was really hoping to see that matchup with Bucks and Sixers, even though I'm sure you probably thought that they were not going to make it through the Nets. But either way,
I told people here I was more worried about the Bucks than the Nets.
Yeah, well, I'm really hoping this is the year. I feel like Coach Bud's probably got some things up his sleeve to try to make it through. But that Atlanta Hawks team, you guys, you had them, but you didn't have them, and they're going to be on the rise. And you guys don't have anything to worry about. You guys got a good, solid team. You're always competitive. I mean,
that doesn't do you any good, though. I mean, it's always competitive. I mean, Conrad, look at it. You've dealt with it. The Bucks were up against it and weren't able to get over the hump till now they appear to be sitting there in position to close this thing out. Now we've seen the last couple of years it could be a choking hazard with the Bucks.
Yeah, it's Milwaukee here we're dealing with. This is the city of hurtful losses in every capacity possible. It seems like every turn. So
you just get Coach Bud an Uber and everything will be fine. Make sure he's taking Ubers and so he's there for the games and everything will be fine.
Yeah, he was on the cusp of getting canned if they didn't pull that one out. Probably pretty happy they advanced.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what the hell he either designed or that team was thinking when they had the ball with like 7 seconds to go, side out of bounds. All I'm saying to my team is, after I scheme something, and when you get the ball, shoot it at the basket.
Yes.
Whether it's a violation or not, you're wasting all the time with the ball in the air before it either hits the rim or doesn't hit the rim. Lopez grabs it, and what the hell were they doing there?
I don't even understand it. And
Lopez looked around like, I didn't know the shot clock was about to go off.
Hey, Respectable Roofing has respect for their customers, respect for personalized service, and respect for your budget. It's Respectable Roofing, where respect matters. Remember, the Fudgy Wudgy Man will be heard from in the 8 a.m. hour for a chance to win a week at the Fanatic Beach House. So you want to get in on this.
It's a great prize.
During the 8 o'clock hour. The Fudgy Wudgy on the beach, though. I will say it again. If it's a windy day at the beach, sometimes you get some sand in the Fudgy Wudgy.
It's no good.
The sand's
yeah,
blowing.
You never want sand in the Fudgy Wudgy.
You don't want sand in your Fudgy Wudgy.
That'd be really irritating.
Yeah.
It's not. It is a very. I don't know what the word would be. Almost like fly paper.
Sandy.
Like fly paper.
Yeah.
The Fudgy Wudgy to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would stick to it.
Yeah.
You don't
like a sticky.
You don't want a
Fudgy
Wudgy
that has
with
crunch to it.
Crunch in it.
Yeah, no.
I have a tough time not getting the Chipwich or Choco Taco, though.
Yeah, I go Choco Taco.
Yeah, it's delightful.
The Choco Taco.
Oh, it makes me feel like I'm in Mexico.
What is the vanilla ice cream with the chocolate and the peanuts?
Oh, the Nutty Buddy.
The Nutty Buddy.
Nutty Buddy's a nice item.
Nutty Buddy's a really nice item.
The bottom of that cone with the little chocolate
That's
delight.
a really nice item.
There's a company that just sells those now.
Really?
Just the bottom of the cone with the chocolate, yeah.
I do not. I'm not a big ice cream. Like we had ice cream at the beach one time while we were down at the beach. I do not. I'm not an ice cream guy.
What's your go-to flavor?
I had salted caramel with pralines.
Strong.
Holy moly, it was great. It was really great. But I never like. I can walk by the ice cream thing though at the store.
I can't.
I never stop. Never once. Will I stop?
I like going to a certain movie theater because I can sneak in Cold Stone.
Oh, was Cold Stone right next to the
Yeah.
theater? There's a couple of those.
I mean,
Cold Stone's a good. You know who turned me on to Cold Stone was Jimmy Lynam.
Jimmy Lynam? Dude?
Yeah, we were in Phoenix, and he's like, "Come on, let's go get some ice cream." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, there's a great Cold Stone over here. Yeah. So we went
So
and got
Coach Lynam's having Cold Stone.
Yeah, it was.
Love that.
It was a hot Phoenix day.
Okay, how did Dee handle the loss? Do you know? Did you know how Dee was?
She asked a good question in the post-game press conference, the one where Ben had to consult the Sixers staffer to ask about his stats so he could back up his performance, which wasn't a great
That's
look.
not good. By the way, Devon Gibbons, we appreciate him with the 3-pointer, which is great. Let's hear that one.
I feel like I found my guys tonight, which I do in the regular season regardless. You know, with the trade, I think.
He was terrible. 5 for 23.
Yeah, he had a tough night. Offensively, I probably didn't do enough. There's a lot of things.
But do you feel like there's something that is different in the postseason with what makes you perceived to be the player that you are?
No, I'm not gonna let you say that. We lost. It sucks. I am who I am. It is what it is. You know, it's not easy to win, and it shows. You know, Nets got finished by Buck. It's not easy to win.
It's not easy to win.
D grilled him a little bit there. That was good. Yeah.
Good job, D. Good job there. Appreciate that. In Cooney's Corner, Batman, I always wondered, does Batman need Robin? Because Robin always seemed like a hindrance to me. But does Batman need Robin in the NBA?
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Yeah, we casually throw out there that Embiid's Batman and he really needs that Robin. And we've said it over and over, and it's something that just, kind of is accepted. Really? I'm not positive here.
Okay, tell me why.
Batman, he takes the fight to the others, right? He takes the fight to the other people. Does Embiid do that? Has he done that?
No.
Successfully? I mean, has he put a game on his shoulder? Has he said, I got this, I'm going to slay that dragon, I'm going to do that? And I don't think he deserves blame for this series loss all that much. I mean, he's playing on we know the injury. I thought he played hard. I think a lot of his turnovers were trying to do too much. That's not smart, and I thought he was smarter than that. However, I'm not sure, and I think he could carry a team, Jamie, going back to what you said before. I think he could be that guy where if you constantly go to him and he's unstoppable, it just breaks teams down and makes everybody better, and yes, you can win games through him and win championship through him. But I don't think he's proven to me yet to be a Batman. And I think you're going to have some stats maybe later. We've talked about it before. In big games and elimination games, what he's done, it hasn't been all that impressive. So maybe our labeling of him and Batman is a little premature.
Look, I mean, you can say you can't give him any blame. I'll stand up here and give him some blame.
No, I didn't say you can't give him blame.
Well, I mean, the overall sentiment is right. I mean, he's a guy that was dominant, the first 2.5 games of the series, then kind of hit some lulls, then had a historic turnover rate. And his and his second half stats in game 5, 6, and 7 was trash. So the problem with him is always in these situations. One year he gets a broken cheekbone, he's wearing a mask. The next year he gets sick. Last year in the Mickey Mouse bubble, he's moping around. Now this year he's got a bum knee. There's been a problem or an excuse built into the last 4 postseasons for him, and that is a problem.
And that's not Batman-like.
No.
I mean, it's just not. Now, look, Joel Embiid is, we all know how great he is.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
I want to watch him for the next 10 years.
Yes.
And it took time for other people to win championships. Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
Yeah, Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. It can take time, and he can grow into that role. Maybe we shouldn't anoint him Batman just yet, and maybe he shouldn't anoint himself that. You
need him to be, right?
Maybe he's like Aquaman.
You need him to be, but he hasn't. But he hasn't been
superhero.
Yeah, look, usually by year 5 in your NBA path is when you're at least competing for championships or at minimum playing in the conference finals. He's not there yet, and it's not a closed book by any means, but I have some concerns.
What I really worry about, too, is we kind of saw what happened when they lost to Toronto and they shipped Jimmy Butler out, and the next season he was terrible. And I worry about him because I feel like he believed this year was the year, and I worry about what we're going to see next year. Are we going to see that motivated Embiid, or are we going to see that pouty one?
Is Ben here?
That's not bad. I think he is, because I don't think that they're going to sell low. I think if anything, they'll trade him like a Jimmy Butler or a James Harden after the season started to try to recoup the value.
By the way, did Batman ever need Robin?
No.
It seemed like he was always saving Robin's ass.
Seriously?
Right?
No. Yeah, but Robin would go off and run off and get something or do something or enter a code where Batman couldn't. You always need another set of hands.
So he was a personal assistant.
Basically.
He was an intern.
Hey, Craig in Chester joins us. Craig, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you guys doing this
Doing
morning?
well, Craig.
Good. So I got 3 quick points. The first thing is the young kids today. I remember Kobe spoke about how he didn't like AAU. I think like Ben Simmons, his age group, there's a lot of people who are the product of that. I think Provolone Joe said it the best, where these kids grow up with this mentality. Now, there's millions of kids that try to play basketball every year, but when you're the number one guy everywhere you go, like he said, there's no incentive to do better. And the AAU circuit is horrible because kids are trying to make the AAU teams more than they are their high school teams that they play for. So what that means is that they go out and try out for these all-star teams, and it makes them very leery of using or working on their weaknesses. So a kid that is right-handed will never use his left hand because he's trying to make an all-star team to be on the circuit. That's my first point. The second point is I don't necessarily think that – I think it's kind of like a mixture. It's a mentality with Ben, but it's also a situation where you add money to the mix. He's gotten a max contract. And so what incentive is there for me to, for Shaq to say that I'll knock this guy out if he was in my locker room, that just goes to show you the difference between the guys who play for the love of the game and the guys who are just happy being a pro.
And believe me, Craig, there were physical altercations that we in various conversations over the years during the podcast. I would get Shaq to tell stories, and there were physical confrontations many times where.
What's about accountability? I mean, look, Michael Jordan even said he got into it all the time with teammates. He was probably a Richard by a lot of people's definitions, but sometimes you need people holding you accountable within that locker room. It's a big thing.
He brings up a point about being the best and always being the best. You feel like you don't have to work on your game anymore. That's what a star is not. LeBron James, when what's his face? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Great shooter, was with Boston for a while. Joined him in Miami. Ray Allen joined him in Miami.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
When LeBron James found out that Ray Allen was getting a cab and getting to the arena like a half hour before he did on the first team bus, he got pissed off and said, no, I'm going in the cab with Ray Allen. He didn't want to be outdone by a teammate. Kobe Bryant, when he was in high school, when we had Donnie Carr on this show after Kobe died and said that they went to a camp together and Kobe was number 2 in the country, and Kobe went up to Donnie Carr, a good friend, says, Donnie, I'm not going to talk to you this whole camp because I need to concentrate to become the number 1 player in the country. And he did that. And there's so many examples of that. The greats don't come out and say, I'm the best now. They say, I have to be even better.
I love it.
And if he doesn't have that mentality, that might not be something you can teach.
I got to tell you, and I have seen it so often in our industry. I've seen guys who make $500,000 a year, $750 a year, that they can be told, you're great, you're great, you're great. But would you work on this? Could you try to do this? And they will freaking pout.
Mm-hmm.
They will get pissed off. They will try to get people fired for daring to bring it up.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's like it's sometimes people who are great at their craft don't want to be told that anything they do isn't perfect.
And if you enable them from the beginning, bad things happen.
There it is, that AAU mentality. All right, coming up in the next hour of the show, it's Doc Rivers, the strategist, that bothers me. We'll get to it next on the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. And your house needs windows. Now, you may think you have windows that open and close properly. Have you checked your heating and cooling bills? Are you paying too much? Have you checked the curb appeal when you pull up to your house? Does it look modern, sleek? Windows can do that for you. And Window Nation can do it for you, too, at a great price with a great deal. Do your window shopping online. Take a look at windownation.com. But here's the deal. You get 2 windows. For every 2 you buy, you get 2 for free. Plus, they're not going to ask you for any money down. They're not going to ask you for any payments and no interest for 24 months. And if you do an entire house full of windows, they're going to give you a free vacation voucher. Window Nation, with this spectacular deal, it's going to end, so you've got to get in on it. 2 windows free for every 2 that you buy. No money down, no payments, no interest for 24 months. And that vacation voucher. You're absolutely going to love it. Go to 866-90Nation, call them up, or do your window shopping online at windownation.com.
The John Kincade Show.
You're a middle-aged man. You can't be a DJ.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right. Whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp is licensed by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Banking. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Cuz. I got to talk about my uncle's family Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram going all out. Summer savings. You ready? Incredible deals across the lot. I'm talking 0% APR financing or up to $2,500 in cash allowance on your favorite new models like Gladiators, Grand Cherokees. Take a vacation from car payments during Jeep Freedom Days. That's right, no car payments. You ready? Until Labor Day. You can complete the entire buying process online. They'll deliver it to your doorstep. They'll make everything ready for you. You want to go make an appointment, they'll take care of the rest. They'll deliver it to your doorstep like a pizza. Whatever you want, celebrate 80 years of Jeep at Philadelphia's original Jeep dealer, the uncles at Family. Call, click, or go visit them today in the Philadelphia Airport Auto Mall. Just remember, at Family Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you're more than a customer. Yeah, your family. Online anytime at FamilyAutos.com. See the uncle for details. The offer expires June 30th, 2021.
O'Reilly. Ready for an oil change? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are here to help. We'll make sure you have all the supplies you need to make the job quick and easy. Right now, get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $28.95. Plus, get a $10 gift card after mail-in rebate. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
At CDW, we get that hybrid working might take some getting used to.
Yep, I'm only in the office part-time, so my cat can adjust to me being gone.
How nice. Wherever you're working, CDW can help you stay connected by implementing secure by design HP Chrome OS devices with built-in virus protection.
Gotta run. The boss is calling.
Mr. Whiskers sounds very demanding. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/HP Chromebook.
How can I make sure my office never stops working?
With Staples Connect, it's possible. I need to keep my back office stocked without messing up my bottom line. Also possible, because Staples Connect has your small business covered with big savings on everything you need to get work done. This week, earn 30% back and a Staples store bonus when you buy any 2 ink cartridges. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Limit 4, in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details. N626.
Starting June 14th, get a free Febreze plug-in air freshener when you recycle your old plug-in of any brand, only at Walmart. Just bring in your old plug-in air fresheners to Walmart, drop them in the Febreze recycling bin near the air fresheners aisle, then scan the QR code on the bin to get a coupon for a free Febreze plug-in. Febreze plugins are now built with microchip technology, so you can enjoy a first-day fresh scent for 50 days. This deal ends July 12th, so recycle your old plugins now, only at Walmart.
The crawl space under your home is a breeding ground for moisture and mold. If water invades your crawl space, it could cause damage to your home's foundation and overall structure. If you struggle with moisture and water in your home's crawl space, you need to call the experts. DryTech Waterproofing Solutions is the leader in waterproofing. They offer free consultations and foundation assessments. Mention Missinelli, get 15% off. Fanatic listeners get 15% off when you mention this ad. Visit DryTechCorp.com. DryTech Waterproofing Solutions. Protect your investment.
During the pandemic, our farmers stepped up in a big way to feed our neighbors in need through milk drives and donations. And they're proud to produce wholesome, nutritious, and delicious milk for you. You can fuel your family and support our farmers by choosing PA Dairy and the PA Preferred logo or Code 42, or buying milk from your local farm market. Thanks to all our milk-loving customers.
Thank you!
Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Dairymen's and Choose PA Dairy.
Even though we in Philadelphia have turned the page to baseball season or football season or basically anything but basketball season, BetMGM hasn't. You can still hop on the app or hop on the website. You can still bet the Western Conference Finals. You can bet the Eastern Conference Finals if you want because, hey, money's money, right? But right now they have an offer for baseball fans. So if you hop on BetMGM.com or you download the BetMGM app and you register, they're going to ask you for a promo code. Use promo code PatEgan100. And if you place $1 on the Phillies or Nationals and either team hits a home run tonight, you're going to end up winning $100 in free bets. But they also have live lines. They've got odds boosts. They've pretty much got everything on this site, including the sports. They don't just stop at the four majors. They have everything, including the parlay selection builder with MLS and NBA. More sports soon to come. But this offer right here, it's $1 to win $100. All right, and it's a pretty good deal. So hop on today, register with BetMGM and BetMGM.com. Use promo code PatEgan100. It's all one word. Place $1 on the Phillies or Nationals money line. Either team hits a home run, you're going to end up banking $100 in free bets. It is a new customer offer. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You have to be 21 years or older, Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. BetMGM Sports in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You think Jamie has some really crazy opinions? Don't worry. We do too.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
8 o'clock hour, the John Kincade Show is brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Okay, now look, I will just try to ask this calmly because I can't believe that it would be true. Did any way I look too tan?
What? Too tan?
Yeah, gentleman says, boy, Kincade looking like George Hamilton this morning. I don't think I look that tan.
No, you're fine.
It's got a little bit of color.
Yeah.
I don't have, not that tan.
Well, I think the gray hair makes your tan pop a little bit.
I think it does too.
Yeah.
I think it absolutely does
No,
too.
I don't think you're too
George
tan.
Hamilton. I'm like, isn't George Hamilton sort of like orange? I love George Hamilton.
He doesn't look normal. Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, no.
I thought you looked like The Situation.
He's a big Jim Tan laundry guy.
Yeah.
And tax evasion.
And I couldn't believe you walked in and he had a new tribal tattoo.
By the way, we interviewed him at one of the Super Bowls. He was on Radio Row walking around. And my partner, Buck Ballou at the time, extremely uncomfortable because he knows nothing about that show, nothing about that. And he's like, do we really got to do this interview? I'm like, look, if we did that interview, we got John Elway. It was this, you do the
trade-off?
The tit for tat.
You do the one. So the Situation sits down with us and he goes, so Situation was very talkative with me. And then he says to Buck and he goes, and you were the championship quarterback at Georgia? And he says, yeah. And he goes, you must have gotten a lot of ass. And I swear to you,
wow.
I thought Buck was going to just die.
Well, I mean,
I thought he was going just to die because they would, they always had people come around when there's an interview going on. I thought he was going to die. He fell. Like, oh my God.
Well, the Situation raises a fair point.
The Situation, though, I'm sure
Buck did okay in his day.
I think Buck did.
Yeah.
Well, there was an
SEC championship quarterback.
A national champion.
Yeah.
There was a song written about him that said, And one of the verses was, "Who are you sleeping with tonight?" was part of the song that the fan base had.
Was it a local band or something?
Yeah, a
that
local
made
band
the song?
put together a song
The
when
Buck
they won the
Belue
championship,
song?
and it was. And so Buck got. I bet Buck was busy back in the day. He's a good man.
I would think so.
Wouldn't you have loved to just? I used to say 1 week. Just be 1 week the championship winning quarterback on a college campus like that. Man.
That would be fun.
Oh, as much as I respect and admire all the things that Doc Rivers, the teacher, does so well, it's Doc Rivers, the strategist, that concerns me moving forward. There is no question that Doc was outcoached by Nate McMillan. But I also believe he will probably end up with more blame probably from most people than he deserves. But his rotations, his devotion in everyone but 2 of the playoff games that he coached this year to his 4 bench player substitution strategy continued to make no sense to me. And it was as if there were not adjustments being made. Check out Kevin Huerter in an elimination game constantly being a matchup problem. Doc trusted what he did all year. And I certainly understand those who say you dance with who brung you, that mentality. But that is exactly what sent this team home this year. Flexibility is important because devotion to your guys in a twisted sense of loyalty can be just as deadly. And that's what I want to talk with Bob and Jamie and Pat and the coach. And we've got Mike directing, Heavy Chevy on the TV side on YouTube and Twitch.tv. Connor answering your phone calls at 610-632-0975. Bob, that's where I'm at, is Doc the strategist. And I do not consider myself this basketball aficionado that I understand all about what the best matchup is and everything. But I will forever be haunted in this series by Kevin Huerter being the one that sends them home.
Yeah, and you didn't have to be a strategist to see that, right? I mean, you're watching a guy, oh my God, every time that little guy Seth Curry's on him, he takes him and he scores on him.
And they kept, it wasn't even, and it was 4 quarters of it.
Addie Lynch was saying that to Jamie the other night, and she doesn't watch basketball.
She hates basketball.
Yeah, but she's smarter about basketball.
Well, smarter.
Why was Danny Green on Trae Young for all of game 1? And when you look at just the subtle little things, was Furkan Korkmaz the right guy to start when Danny Green finally got hurt? If you look at game 6, where the Sixers won, does he implement Tyrese Maxey in that game if Ben Simmons doesn't get in foul trouble? That one played into his hands. So
he doesn't.
Probably not.
No, he wouldn't have.
Yeah, because that's his MO is that of a stubborn guy who's going to stick with his starters.
And Shake disappeared.
Yeah,
he disappeared from his memory.
Yeah. So the strategist of Doc Rivers in this series is rightfully very much questioned.
Yeah, the biggest concern to me was you allowed Danilo Gallinari to be comfortable defensively. Most matchups the Hawks are going to face, Gallinari is going to be our Seth Curry on the defensive end. He can't match up with anybody.
No, he can't.
He's slow-footed. He's not good at that. He can kill you with open shots, but he's not going to be a defensive. He's a liability for them defensively. And you allowed Ben Simmons to stand in a corner in the dunker spot for a guy that won't dunk and just take Danilo Gallinari out of it defensively. And that, to me, was one of the biggest strategical reasons why they lost this series. You allowed him to hide. You didn't move him. Look, Ben doesn't have to be scoring for him to be a liability. You could be taking him off the dribble. You could be constant swirling motions with him. You could be anything other than standing in a corner concreted to the ground.
Pat, Ben tends to be right now, it appears, is the top of the list of everybody saying why the Sixers didn't win. Is Doc close to him on that list, or do you believe Doc could even supplant him on that list as having more opportunity? He had more opportunity to shut this thing and fix it.
Yeah, I think Doc had equally as bad of a series. I said the biggest mismatch in this entire series was Doc versus Nate McMillan. He got abused. It was bad, and the fact that it's a trend, if it's a one-off, okay, fine. But the fact that in game 1 we're sitting there going, why is Danny Green still on Trae Young? The fact that in Game 7 we're sitting there going, why is Seth Curry still on Kevin Huerter? Like, he couldn't
4
adjust.
quarters of that.
Yeah, and it's just, Shake Milton coming in and playing 5 minutes in Game 7 and Korkmaz playing 18. It was as if Doc went and watched, Netflix or something, came back and said, what did I miss? And then decided to make adjustments. He couldn't make adjustments, and that's what killed them.
It is just, it's mind-boggling to me that his playoff record is that bad, because I do believe that Doc, the teacher, showed this year that I think he took players to different levels of their game.
Yeah.
So the teacher worked.
Yeah.
But the strategist, when the clock is running, I said the same thing about Dan Quinn back in the day, who's now the Cowboys defensive coordinator, that the worst time of his week was when the clock was running on a game day. The great teacher, great motivator, great.
Yeah.
But when the game's on, strategy wasn't there.
It's a two-part thing with coaching. The teaching, absolutely, in the gym, practices. Larry Brown loved practices. He said it over and over again. There's no place he'd rather be than teaching basketball. But he also took that to a game where they called him the maestro, as I've said before, that he watched the game for a couple minutes and said, I got it. Here's what we're doing. Doc, I couldn't understand. The Trae Young thing defensively, why did you not exploit that at all? Games 1 and 2, he stood in a corner. He had to do nothing defensively. You didn't try to exploit him at all. Jamie talks about Gallinari. Who the hell is he covering unless it's Furkan Korkmaz? Why you didn't search out and try to exploit those advantages that you would have had, I still don't get.
Yeah, when you have a two-man game going in the final 6 minutes of a game, a crunch time game with Seth Curry and Joel Embiid, and it's not working, and you don't shift to maybe a Tobias Harris play with Herter on him or Gallinari on him, whoever it was, is beyond me. I can't get my head around why that didn't happen.
I put the series loss, and I will be in the minority. I put Ben Simmons 2, and I put Doc Rivers 1.
That's fair.
The blame for this series falls on the man who had more opportunities to change different things. And guess what? He had the ability to control Ben Simmons being a liability at times when he didn't do it.
Sure, we just named 6 things that Doc was responsible for.
I put Doc number 1. And I know that that's probably not going to be popular with a lot of people because everybody is beat Ben at that point. Someone rings the bell there. Hey, new NJ Diet contractually guarantees you lose 20 to 40-plus pounds in only 40 days so you can get slimmer for summer. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com. The Fudgy Wudgy Man, which maybe has pushed many people into needing NJ Diet, will be heard from in this hour. So be listening. Your chance to get in on the Fanatic Beach House. You can win a $50 gift card today for a one-day juice cleanse from Squeeze.com, and you'll be in the running to win a week at the Fanatic Beach House. So you got to be the 10th caller at 215-263-0975. Dr. Lee joins us. Dr. Lee, how are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, Doctor.
I wanted to comment a little bit about what you were saying earlier regarding Ben Simmons' mentality, if you don't mind me kind of weighing in.
Go for it, Doc.
Well, I think the first thing that needs to be established is that Ben has physical gifts, and he's always relied upon those. But his biggest difficulty is that he hasn't truly accepted the role that mentality needs to play in his game. Hey, there's a little joke that sports psychologists have. How many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer is 1, but the bulb really has to want to change.
That's good. That's very good.
Right? So what you need to think about is we have a little model in our practice in Newtown, PA, where we talk about the 3 A's for achievement. It's awareness, acceptance, and application. So Ben has plenty of awareness that he needs to work on his mental game, but when you saw in his interview, he actually refers to my mental, like he's very disconnected from it. He's not taking full ownership, and why he struggles come game time is there's a chaotic relationship between his environment and what kind of skill sets he's trying to pull to the table. So he can take all the three-pointers in practice, he can master the free throw in practice, but he's not leaning into the chaos of the game, gentlemen. As he practices, mentality is something that can be trained just like physical.
So, Doc, are you saying that when he looks at the mental part of his game as sort of being outside his body? I'm trying to just narrow it down.
I don't think he's truly accepted that his mental part can be trained the way that his physical can. Even when Doc Rivers is talking about what's going to be done in the offseason, they're hyper-focusing on his shooting. Well, what is the very supercomputer that manages our fine motor skills, our ability to shoot a basketball? It's our brain.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that needs to be trained the most. And I think if he can come to a higher level of acceptance, that this chaotic element is his friend, and he leans into it instead of resisting it. Listen, there's a ton of judgment that he has put on himself. Ben Simmons only sees his performance, gentlemen, in two buckets: very good or very bad. So when he makes that move to the baseline and he's thinking about going up for that dunk, he's thinking about, if I make it, it's in the good bucket. If I miss it, there's a ton of judgment that's coming along with me. And therefore, he's in such a state of conflict that he does the inexplicable.
Doc,
he passes the ball off.
Great insight. We'll look forward to hearing from you again.
I would love to hear, a longer interview with somebody like that and what social media does to this problem.
Yeah, it doesn't help it.
No, it certainly doesn't help. I wonder if a checkout you just had during a season can help take baby steps in that direction.
Well, I mean, it's like what Dr. Lee's talking about there. Well, just what you said is I got told years ago that I needed to, when I go away, reset my brain. Because as you well know, working with me every day, my brain it never shuts off.
Mm-hmm.
Never. You talk about John is always listening to the station.
Yeah.
John's like I'm too zoomed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, I felt differently within 2 days of not having I told Coach, the iPad in the safe, the phone not with me, no calls, no work, nothing.
It's great.
That my brain within 2 days, I felt completely different. But I felt it physically. I didn't feel it as much, I felt it mentally, but I felt it physically. And I really need to do that. But the thing is, I got to find a way to be able to do it more when I'm at home.
Sure, we all do.
It's a weakness that I've got.
Mm-hmm.
But
I wonder what that would do for Ben. Because I do think some of the fears are the House of Highlights and Hoops Hype and all these accounts mocking him. And when he airballs a free throw, he has to relive that for 48 hours until the next time he steps to the line.
You know what I'd say? Don't take social media seriously.
Well, yes, but that's easy for us to understand. But somebody that's 24 years old and in the spotlight, I think it's a lot tougher.
You make a good point about airballing three-pointers. I think his goal right now is to not do that.
Yeah. Oh, very much so.
Just avoid what you're not.
Just avoid it.
Not talking about making them, but just avoiding shooting an airball or looking embarrassed.
I've talked about this before, man. It's settings, notifications, advanced filters, and you can turn off notifications for people that don't follow you, people you don't follow, a new account. I mean, basically, the only notifications you'll get are from people who you actually follow. That's what he needs to do.
By the way, I didn't even realize that.
Oh, yeah, I've done it before. I just check out.
Did you just need that? Do you need Atlanta to get off your back?
I don't feel like hearing from those trolls.
You were second most that they were all after.
I don't blame them. I was talking a lot of smack up 26.
By the way, we go out to Father's Day lunch. The girls take me to lunch for Father's Day, and the bartender and the waiter at Fleming's in Sandy Springs are telling me about Jamie Lynch and Patty. So you are now known in Atlanta.
It's free real estate.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking to move, at least I have
they
some
now
people,
know
some
you.
friends.
But I don't think they're looking for you to move there. I can tell you.
I'm a nice guy once you get to know me.
Hey, whether it's next day delivery or getting involved in their local communities, Napa goes above and beyond to serve you because their motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Fudgy wudgy. I'm just giving you the hint. Hey, in the linchpin, it sounds like Popeye.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, the quote from Ben Simmons after the game, I am who I am, it is what it is.
Oh, jeez.
That's exactly the problem, Ben.
Wow, I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, it's about the worst answer I could possibly think of in that situation. Look, it's a tough spot. Your heart just got ripped out. You know you're going to get embarrassed and ridiculed in your own hometown. Like, he knew what he was up against. But for him to say, I am who I am, it is what it is, like what Dr. Lee just talked about, that's a refusal to acknowledge kind of what's happening. Like, you have the power to change. You're the only one. Brett Brown couldn't get it out of you. Doc Rivers is struggling to get it out of you. Joel Embiid isn't getting it out of you. Your own father, your own brother, like you have a system around you and nobody's able to get it out of you. You're the only one that's in control of this. And for him to say, I am who I am, to me says there's a fight for him to change.
You need to accept me, all my flaws, all my foibles, and I'm not looking to accept it. I can't imagine that being your mentality.
It's about the worst quote I could possibly hear in that situation.
Well, I think Doc's saying I don't know if he can win.
That's pretty bad too.
Yeah, the biggest competitor for Ben Simmons right now is Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
and he has to realize that. And by saying I am what I am, it is what it is. He's talking about the 13 rebounds. He's talking about 13 assists. He's talking about in his mind holding Trae Young 5 to 23. He sees the good. The challenge and the competition that he needs to get is I have to be better at wanting
offense.
to shoot the ball.
Call it whatever you want, just better at offense.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to challenge himself.
What point guard doesn't shoot?
Jason Kidd didn't for like the first 3 years, kind of.
And he worked on his game.
But he eventually got there.
Yeah, Magic wasn't a great shooter, but he
shot.
He went to the rim,
but he shot.
Yeah, and then later on, yes, he kept shooting until he became a good shooter. Michael Jordan wasn't a good outside shooter. He made himself that.
What about LeBron?
LeBron
also.
Also.
Shooting game. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, and this is at such a different level. We're talking about guys that improve their shot. He first has to get over the mental hump of wanting to shoot a shot. He doesn't want to shoot. John, did we do the stat yesterday? In 34 playoff games.
Oh, yeah. 5.
Ben Simmons has made 5 shots outside of 10
I think even
feet.
attempted 5. I have to go back and check the stat.
In 34 playoff games, he's made 5 shots outside of 10 feet.
Well, and this goes back to what Bob's talked about with the crowning these guys before they become anything. I read a book on the process, and it had a story about Jim Lynam, who was an advisor with the team at the time, and he asked a room full of execs and scouts, like, name one area.
Jim O'Brien.
Or Jim O'Brien, yeah. Name one area this guy's improved in. And no one could give an area. He's not only the same player he was when he came into the league, he's worse. Because we've all seen the video of him in Summer League taking shots. Now he's terrified of... a basketball player is terrified of the rim. So not only has he not improved, he's actually regressed to a point where we're all blown away because there was so much room to improve.
And also the defensive capabilities that he has and he hangs his hat on as being the real reason why, they're not nearly as good as we once thought. I'm digging up the stat right now. Trae Young had better stats when guarded by Ben Simmons than the rest of the team.
He did.
So, like, if you're going to hang your... All right, here it is. Trae Young, when guarded by Ben Simmons this postseason, shot 43.6%, 26 assists, 3 turnovers. So an 8.66 to 1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Trae Young, when guarded by any other Sixer, 37.8% field goal percentage, 50 assists, 22 turnovers, a 2.27 to 1 assist-to-turnover ratio.
There was no shutdown of Trae Young by...
So whoever keeps... And look, he got defensive All-NBA team, yada, yada.
He did.
Whoever keeps, telling him, Ben, you're good enough, you're okay, you're lying to him.
Wasn't good enough in this series. Those numbers are eye-opening.
That is unbelievable.
Isn't it?
When you go over the numbers of how he just doesn't shoot outside of 10 feet through his career, last year, I've never seen anything like it in all of my time in all of basketball.
You want to get a vent in with us, you can at 610-632-0975. We'll talk to you coming up on the John Kincade Show. Plus, the biggest week of baseball in the year, maybe in June. May not be hyperbole. We'll get to it next on the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. The Parx Casino Sportsbook app. Well, now you got to get really into baseball because football's still a few months away. Plus, there's pro hoops and pro hockey in their semifinal series. No one does it better than the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. It's the only sportsbook app that I recommend. And it allows you to bet on baseball where you can bet on individual player performances. You don't have to bet on teams to win. You can bet the individual player over-unders, hits in a game, home runs, pitcher strikeouts. You can do same-game parlays on baseball, like betting on a team to win plus the over-under total. New customers, sign up right now. Get your first bet risk-free up to $500. All you have to do is download the app or click parxcasino.com/PA and use promo code FANATIC. promo code Fanatic. And if you love daily fantasy, you will love using the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. It's so easy. It's so fun. And I missed it while I was in Florida. You got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania. And if you've got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
This is not a radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Want to win a week at the beach? Be the 10th caller right now at 215-263-0975 and get qualified for a week at the Fanatic Beach House.
Brought to you by Squeezed.com, the best juice cleanse on the market. Order online and get same-day delivery at Squeezed.com.
Surf's up and good luck from 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Guys, there's a treatment for ED that is changing the medical field. I'm talking about acoustic wave therapy technology from Forge Medical Group. Wave therapy. So that means no medication is involved and you can stop buying the popular pills at your local pharmacy. Forge Medical Group's board-certified medical director and his team offers this acoustic wave therapy technology. And it can restore intimacy without pills, injections, or surgery. Here are some comments from the Forge Medical website.
Thank you for giving me my sex life back.
Your staff was friendly and respectful. They never made me embarrassed or uncomfortable.
No pill or pump ever worked for me. Your clinic is full of miracle workers.
Forge Medical Group is working with men to bring back a part of their life that they thought was gone. Our guarantee to you, no pill and no injection. This is a completely safe ED treatment. Appointments fill fast. Call now, 610-632-8181. That's 610-632-8181 or forgemedicalgroup.com.
ESPN Radio presents This Day in Sports.
It was July 4th, 1983. The Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees were going head-to-head in the final game of a 4-game series. With temperatures hovering in the mid-90s, Yankees lefty Dave Righetti threw the first Yankees no-hitter since Don Larson's perfect game in the 1956 World Series. On his 132nd pitch, he struck out Wade Boggs swinging on a slider to end the game.
Brought to you by the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Credit Card.
You're gearing up to get back out on the field, so you ordered ball game essentials like a new glove, cleats, and a jumbo pack of sunflower seeds. And you used your Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Credit Card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards that you put toward the cost of an essential piece of your post-game recovery. A heating pad. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
If you're trying to be your best, whether that's the best office bingo player or the best volleyball player on the planet, you're going to need some help. Almonds are that help. You're a teammate to tackle anything and everything, whether you eat them by the handful or sipping on an almond milk smoothie. Almonds are natural fuel for the best you. Your snack to keep your head in the game and body energized. So, whether you're going for the top step of the podium or another round of bingo, refuel with almonds. California almonds. Own your everyday, every day.
At CDW, we get that hybrid working might take some getting used to.
Yep, I'm only in the office part-time, so my cat can adjust to me being gone.
How nice. Wherever you're working, CDW can help you stay connected by implementing secure by design HP Chrome OS devices with built-in virus protection.
Gotta run. The boss is calling.
Mr. Whiskers sounds very demanding. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/HP Chromebook.
Sadness and misery, I don't feel either of these. I'm in a good mood.
Okay.
Hey, man, what's wrong?
Well, it just didn't sound very bluesy.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Oh, hey, Buzz.
Okay, well, let's try it again.
Smile on my face.
Nope, that's still happy.
Have a change of heart with Honey Nut Cheerios. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
So, how can I promote my new curbside pickup service?
It's possible with Staples Connect.
I need custom floor decals that'll get noticed, not just walked on.
Also possible. Staples Connect can help your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get $10 off signs, banners, or posters when you spend $50 or more. Explore what's new at your local Staples. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. N73 valid in store and online. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
All right, we have goat
booked yoga Pilates coming up in the yoga room. Hey, Regan, can you go away?
At Finley's Fitness, personal trainers shouldn't have to personally do everything.
Engage that core. That class started 2 minutes ago. I am late. Hey, Dylan, can you...
Indeed can help them hire the people they need.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Whatever the world brings, we're always moving forward. Reinventing business, reimagining home, and reemphasizing community. At PECO, we're redefining support, finding new ways to provide financial assistance, supporting opportunities for good jobs, and uplifting our communities. We're by your side through it all, because whatever the future holds, you're ready to take it on, and we're ready to power it. Find the support you need at PECO.com.
Hi, this is Don Gallinal, owner of Respectable Roofing. We are a family-run company serving Philadelphia and the surrounding counties for over 15 years. At Respectable Roofing, we believe in treating our customers with respect. We provide all of our customers with high-quality, personalized service at a reasonable price. So give us a call today at 215-681-0409 for all your roofing needs. Our name says it all. Respectable Roofing, where respect matters.
Hey, you want to make up to $825 this month and help save lives? Well, you can by donating plasma at one of CSL Plasma's 5 area locations. That's right, you heard me. As a new CSL Plasma donor, you can make up to $825 this month. And your donations can help create therapies to treat people with rare and serious diseases. For CSL Plasma locations and info on how you can donate plasma and make up to $825 this month, visit cslplasma.com. And when you go, tell them Mike Miss says hi. It's CSL Plasma, good for you. Great for life.
Home is where your life happens, so don't settle for slow internet. Switch to Verizon Fios for upload speeds up to 25 times faster than cable, so you can video chat and game with ultra-low lag. Power your connected home with the 100% fiber optic network, only on Verizon. Based on Fios Gigabit Connection Plan wired upload speed of up to 880 megabits compared to advertised cable upload speeds for Xfinity Gigabit, Spectrum Internet Gig, and Optimum 1 Gig plans, as of February 16, 2021.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
A Philly season can sometimes get frustrating. So consider this your morning third.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Martin Law is the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Glad to be back with you, John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic. And glad to congratulate Billy O'Brien, who was listening. Billy wants to go down the shore to the Fanatic's beach house.
Way to go, Billy.
That's right. Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Bill, where are you from? What part of town?
Downingtown, PA.
You are?
Yeah.
That's the city of champions.
It's a little bit further away from Eagleville, I'll say that.
It really is. Downingtown. Now, are you a fan of Downingtown East or
Kiss
West?
my ass.
Are you a Whippets fan or another?
I would be probably East fan. But where we're situated, we would be the East.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to this. Billy O'Brien, you are qualified. You win a $50 gift card today. Good for a one-day juice cleanse from Squeeze.com. You're in the running to win a week at the Fanatic Beach House, which is presented by Squeeze.com, the best juice cleanse on the market. Order online and get same-day delivery at Squeeze.com. You sound fit and ready to go. Billy, look forward to seeing you out in Downingtown, buddy. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man. Good to have Billy
Home
O'Brien.
of great beer
join
out
us.
there, too, in Downingtown.
Downtown was great.
There's great beer everywhere, James.
I went to, after playing Jaws course at the Downtown Country Club, went over to PJ's there and had a great time watching game one of the Sixers playoff run that I certainly didn't think was going to be some short run. Oh my gosh. Oh jeez.
Not
terrible.
good.
Jim in the Northeast wants to chime in with us here on the John Kincade Show. Good morning, Jim.
Hey, fellas. How you doing? Welcome back.
What's up, buddy?
I keep hearing you guys talking about taking advantage of matchups. They really didn't have the matchups. I mean, they're always playing 4 versus 5 or 3 versus 5, or sometimes in the fourth quarter playing 2 versus 5. So there's people in there to help whatever advantage you think you have or mismatch that you think you have. I mean, nobody plays Simmons, and when Simmons has a post up on Down Howard, he doesn't shoot the ball anyway. So why do you care about the Hawks? Didn't care about anybody else. that they had on the floor. It was really
obvious.
I'll take Ben Simmons off the dribble against Gallinari 90% of the time.
He should be able to get to the rim with ease against him. And forget a jump shot. Get to the rim.
And whoever Trae Young's guarding, I'll get you out on an island on a side. And if somebody wants to come and help you, if it's Ben Simmons' guy, well, all right, I'm telling Ben Simmons to roll down a lane and look for a pass right at you and catch the ball and dunk it. I mean, you can exploit disadvantage. You can exploit advantages everywhere, and it's not that hard to do.
Okay, one of our listeners suggested that maybe, and he was saying it's not. He's not Kevin O'Brien. He said, I'm not defending.
A lot of O'Briens.
Hey, all the O'Briens are listening this morning. We thank them
Irish
all.
people today.
Not defending Ben, but I think the Trae Young stats versus Ben Simmons is a good example of iron sharpening iron. He says, I think Trae stepped up to the defensive challenge.
Sure. Yeah,
I was shocked at those numbers, quite frankly. I was shocked.
No, I'm absolutely shocked because if you said to me that those were the numbers, I would have told you were wrong.
Yeah.
But
look, I mean, if we say he can guard 1 through 5, and he can, but a quicker, smaller point guard is probably about as tough of a matchup as he'll get.
All right, we will have Shep will join us coming up. The Good Shepherd.
I love his emails.
David Shepard. If you think I'm sort of crazy, Sheldon, Shep is from Sirius XM NBA Radio. Shep, and he's detailed on all his things. He's going to make the case that you do not trade Ben Simmons. So I want him to make the case, and then I want Bob and Jamie and me to try to maybe poke holes in his theory.
Okay.
He's ready for us. Coming up around 8:40, you'll hear from the Good Shepherd. I got to tell you this, though. If the Phillies are going to keep us engaged all summer, I believe this week is mission critical because there is one thing that is absolutely clear. And again, yesterday on the plane, just having some time to get back on the internet and look at stories and everything. And then I said, well, wait a minute. How far are the Phillies out of the wild card? There will not be a wild card coming from the National League East.
No.
It is either track down the Mets or you're staying home. That is your only option. If you don't track down the Mets in the National League East, if you don't win this division, if you don't beat out the Braves and beat out the Nats, you got the Nats for 2 games here, and then you get another day off, 2 days off this week, so that helps you a little bit.
Have they had a boatload of days off lately, or is it just me?
It's because they haven't had the
haven't
had the weather problems that all these other clubs have had. They don't have the same weather issues that some of these other clubs have had to be able to make up for. The Mets right now, you're 4 games back of the Mets. You got a 4-game series coming up this weekend in New York.
Mm-hmm. It's huge.
I'm just saying, it is huge. It really is.
I wish I could say it's Sixers huge, but it's not.
It is, yeah. That sounds a little shallow right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, we talked about it when you were gone that we know they're a good home team. So when they handle business at home, you have to keep your excitement at bay a little bit. And I said, all right, let's see how they do on the road. And they did exactly kind of what I expected on the road.
9 games over at home, 10 games under on the road.
Yeah, and that's a 500 club.
By the way, though, but most 500 clubs are not that, don't have those swings. I mean, 10 games under on the road? I'm looking right now, how many teams are 10 games under? Miami's 10 games under on the road. Pittsburgh is 10 games under on the road.
Marlins.
Colorado and Arizona.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not great.
Yeah.
They're the 5th worst road team in the National League. And they're one of the best home teams.
Yeah.
That's inexplicable to me.
500 teams just average out, I guess. You know,
I guess it is.
You know, they're going to be bad one place and good in another, and they're or just down the middle everywhere, and it's just frustrating.
I know Mike from Delran supposedly is still a little sad this morning as he joins us.
I'm still in a dark place, guys, and it sucks. You know what? When people that aren't Philly fans tell me snowballs with Santa Claus, I'm telling you Joe Carter. When people tell me you cheered Michael Irvin when he got hurt, I'm giving you Markelle Fultz. You know, we go through things as fans in this city that a lot of cities never go through. And I realized this morning when I woke up, we're that guy that got a 1 in a million chance of winning the lottery when the Eagles won that Super Bowl, and now here we are 4 years later, we're broke. We have no money. We have nothing. I just don't even like people. I don't like anybody. I'm about to go order a Starbucks for my wife, and I think I'm going to tell the person they're an a-hole. Just
Mike, I'm going to tell you, Mike, you need to smile because I know that in 3 months from today, 4 months from today, you're going to be in Vegas with us.
John, you're right. I'm going to
3
spend
months.
thousands of dollars to have a great time with you guys, but at the end of the day, it's probably going to be a loss. Go Birds.
Wow.
That's terrible.
Go
Birds. Mike,
Terrible,
come on
but it's
now.
accurate.
No, here's what Mike's got to do. Look, the Raiders aren't that good.
No.
Better than the Eagles.
But, a lot
I
of
mean, it's a
teams-
low bar right
A
now.
lot of teams are better than the Eagles. I mean, a lot of teams are
I
better.
just didn't find anything that Mike said wrong. He's going to spend thousands of dollars, have a great time with us, but ultimately, it's going to be a loss.
I
Wow.
don't wanna hear
Well, it's a
that.
once in 8 year experience, and that's why you go to phillysportstrips.com.
Here's the good news too, is that and we're gonna have incentives for people to come on out some way and to watch us do live shows from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning from Shaq's place right under the Eiffel Tower, the beer park right there on the Strip. Is Shaq? Oh, that's a good time for me. And I said, good time for you? So I think since Shaq will be in town for the EDM Music Festival, that we will be able to have Shaq come out and join us for some of the live show too. He goes, 3 a.m.'s good for him.
Well, he's a night owl.
8 a.m.'s bad for him.
Yeah.
So he'll be out at one of the clubs that he owns in Vegas. So he'll be out of the clubs, and he'll roll in from the clubs and do some of the show with us. If he's,
We're good to go.
He's out there. Oh, my gosh.
I still have to tell my niece I'm not going to her wedding.
You haven't done that yet? You haven't told her?
I talked to my sister, so I talked to her mother.
Okay.
I talked to my sister before this weekend, and I let her know. And I said, please don't tell Caitlin. I will call her and let her know. And she said, okay, good.
So she said, okay, good?
I haven't had the balls
I
yet
mean,
to do
seriously.
it. Yeah, and we just got the invitation.
It's not going to get any easier.
Man, that's not. No,
Should I just leave her a voicemail?
No. And
Text?
don't do a Roy McIlroy. Don't break up with your fiance via text.
And don't do a coach and send her a text that says, call me.
I still think texting your fiance,
that's weird.
texting your fiance to tell them that
it's cowardly.
Coward.
I
All
sent
right.
facts.
All right, we will go to the Comcast Business Hotline, where we will be joined by one of the brightest minds that ever worked with me in radio. His name's David Shepard, the Good Shepherd on Twitter, and he has great insights on the NBA. And I got to tell you, Shep, you make a very compelling case, and I've shared it with the entire team. Everybody's had a chance to peruse it on why you believe Ben Simmons should not be traded. And I wanted you to be able to summarize that. If I gave you 60 seconds, summarize the biggest points that you got on that.
Oh, well, thank you, JK, first and foremost, for having me. But look, you're talking about a 6'11", generational type talent. There has never been an individual that can have the quickness, the acceleration, the explosiveness that we have in Ben Simmons as a 6'11", officially listed at 6'11" as a point guard. Even this season, JK, in the postseason, he was top 5 in assists per game. Now, everyone wants to do the infamous, 0 field goal attempts, game 4 through game 7. I get that. But when he did attempt a field goal, he was 3 for 3 in the fourth quarter. That cannot be glossed over. You're also talking about a guy that had a big role in Trae Young going 5 for 23. Not to mention the fact, JK, this dude is 24, not 34, when, by the way, the athlete is still technically in their prime. He is just 24 years old. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the 4 years that Ben Simmons was not there, the 4 previous seasons, process and whatever you want to make about that, they averaged 19 wins per season. And yes, the great Joel Embiid was part of those teams that averaged 19 wins per season. Ben Simmons gets there, they win 52. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, JK. Now, I know you're a big Atlanta guy, too. We all know that. But last time I checked, Ben Simmons was not in the 2020 postseason bubble. Now, what happened to the 76ers last year when he was not in the postseason?
They were not even a factor.
Thank you. How many games did they win in the postseason bubble?
They crapped out. They honestly only played 3. I don't even think they showed up for 4.
That's my point. That's exactly my point. Because they had Joel Embiid, right? He averaged 30 and 12. They still didn't win a game.
Bob, how would you answer the Good Shepherd?
Well, the part that you can't gloss over 3 for 3 in the fourth quarter, that made me chuckle out loud because 3 shots in 7 games. But The Joel Embiid thing, they didn't win with him until Ben Simmons got there. He played 31 games. I mean, I can't go there either. I think that the duo of them is good, and it was good enough to get you 50-win seasons pretty much for 4 years. You talk about 6'11" and fast and all that. I hear you, and I'm a Ben Simmons supporter. But if Shep, if he's not using that to do the things you're talking about, like if he's not using his speed on what offensively? Like you can be as fast as you want and go all over the place. If you're not using that to get to a rim and to score a basketball and you're afraid to shoot, kind of negates it, doesn't it?
No, I mean, listen, that's a great point. But the reality is, we have seen Ben Simmons statistically. If you look at the regular season in its entirety, he has not improved. This is not a new thing. And I understand you guys have a great pulse of what's going on in Philadelphia sports, but where were the calls for his head 2 weeks ago when they were winning their series 4-1?
There was frustration, but there were certainly not calls for his head.
That's what I'm saying. And so at what point, and let me ask you guys this, and I JK, look, and you mentioned the fact that you lose, 3 games at home, and this was not a series the 76ers deserved. You got a lot of traction on your tweets, and I saw that. But why are we just pointing this at Ben Simmons? Because to me, you have a guy that was up 3-1 in Orlando, and you know exactly where I'm going with this.
Oh, I put Doc number one on the hit list of this one.
Okay. But so with that being said, this is now rearing its ugly head in the postseason. But this is who Ben Simmons is. He is a guy that looks really good on Instagram or Twitter or any social media platform. And we have seen him. I don't care if it's elbow flares. Everyone wants to go with the famous elbow flare of Ben Simmons. The guy can shoot. He's got a funky delivery. We get that. We know he's ambidextrous, so we get that.
How do you know?
Also a guy.
Yeah, but you don't see it in game.
Like, Shep, I don't mean to interrupt you, but how do you know? He's taken 5 shots in 34 games. And this is just playoffs. 5 shots in 34 games beyond 10 feet. How do you know he can shoot? You don't see it.
Well, yes and no. We have seen it in highlights. We've seen it in
Come on. You didn't just say that. Stop. You saw it in an empty gym, and you're equating that to an NBA game. Come on, Shep. Seriously?
Well, listen. It might have been CEOs of small 500 companies, but nonetheless, he still was engineering 3-point shots, and it was looking relatively natural. My point is this: listen, you want to talk about the famous dunk at 329? Why the hell is Doc Rivers not calling a timeout on spot and getting in his superstar at 329, saying you're coming out? That's it. You're not going to make it done. You're coming out. You're not going to play because he is. Yes.
I want to let Jamie get at you.
Shep, love your emails, man. I think you have a lot of good insight. I think you're off on this one.
I think he's drunk.
Well, I don't think it's entirely drunk. I don't think it's entirely Ben's fault. I think everybody has a hand in this type of failure. Doc Rivers. I've even pointed some at Joel Embiid for his fourth quarters. But the big concern why this has been a talking point in Philadelphia for 4 and 5 years now is, as you know, the NBA game becomes a different game in the playoffs. It becomes more of a half-court set. The Hawks were allowed to take away the Sixers' transition game, which is where Ben really thrives the best. How do you answer him, getting matched up with a Danilo Gallinari or a Trae Young, statistically awful defenders, and him standing flat-footed alone in a dunker spot, removing those other teams' cancerous defenders from the game and allowing them to sag into a lane and making Tobias and Joel's lives tougher?
I agree with you 100%, but I would also ask you, Jamie, why is Joel Embiid getting the ball 25 feet, 30 feet away from the basket and trying to penetrate to the basket? He's 7 feet. He's got a size advantage over every other player on that court. He is a guy that has great hands. He's got a great touch. Why the hell is he getting it 25 feet?
Part of it is because Ben...
With a torn meniscus, by the way.
Yeah, but part of that is because Ben has a fear of shooting and getting to the free throw line and therefore has to be removed from the typical point guard position in these spots.
But what does that have to do with Joel Embiid getting his tuchus into the paint, sealing his man?
Where's your trade Ben Simmons? Yeah. Don't trade Ben Simmons argument. You're going off on Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid. Tell me why they shouldn't trade Ben Simmons and what he's brought to this team just recently that you were talking about.
Well, no, the reason they shouldn't trade Ben Simmons is because he's one of the 5 best defenders in the entire world.
in the entire world. Now, you mentioned the half-court game. The reality is Ben Simmons, there is nobody that can lock up a guy 90 feet away from the basket the way Ben Simmons can. If you look at the 12 triple-doubles, you know the guy can just flat out score just on talent and size and sheer will alone. Obviously, mentally,
I don't think he's got the sheer will, though, Shep. That's the problem that everybody's questioning. We can, by the way, I think I think on this one you're not going to convince a lot of people, but people can follow you on Twitter and can watch some of your videos and subscribe to your YouTube channel and check out SiriusXM Radio and CBS Sports Radio. Shep, I love you, buddy. You know that.
Love you too, JK.
I think you're wrong.
I wish we could do this all day, man.
I think you're freaking wrong. No, I think you're freaking wrong.
I'll tell you what. I'll defend Shep a little here, but I'll also knock him.
Okay, knock him, please.
Like,
yes.
It's compelling that you say don't trade Ben Simmons, but your argument's horrible.
That's horrible.
I admire you that you say don't trade him because maybe he. But you're talking about his shooting. You've seen it in videos. He can be a scorer. Like, he's not. And if you don't see the lack, I'm not saying trade him either. If I'm being truthful, I would give him another year. But you got to come up with a better argument than you saw him shooting on videos as one of them.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is he's not a perfect player. But
nobody is.
That's the
Again,
point.
that's not a good argument.
Yeah, but that's you got it. They need more. Shep, they need more out of him.
Wait. But this in and of itself is enough. What we saw without Ben Simmons was a swept, hobbled 76ers team in the bubble that lost to a Boston Celtics team that wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And they got swept. Now, all of a sudden, you insert Ben Simmons. They were good enough to be up 15 in Game 4 in Atlanta, which they should have won.
26.
They were definitely good enough to be up 25, 26 points in Game 5 in Philly, which they should have won. That's execution. That is, the bet.
Shep, I got to tell you. Tell you, our YouTube viewers are saying, put you in the bag stick. I mean, is it love you? See you, Shep.
Love you too.
See you, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Valiant effort.
He did do
Not really. It really was.
Well, he tried.
No, I think he tried, but I agree with you, Bob, is that I think Shep there, by the way, he is SiriusXM NBA. He makes some points there to me that are just completely illogical. But I wanted to hear there is a camp, and I can tell you this, and the reason why I really wanted to bring it is SiriusXM NBA Radio is portraying Philadelphia as
Cretans.
Like Philadelphia is running this guy out of town, and there's all these other cities that would love to have him.
Then make us a good offer.
That was as bad as my Phillies prospect takes, and those are pretty terrible.
That was,
those are bad.
Let
me tell you why Mickey Moniak's the future.
I don't think Hazley would even have taken that.
No, that was look, a bold strategy, Cotton. He swung and missed.
He did.
When I asked him about the half-court sets, he puts it on Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, I agree with. That's a him and Doc issue. That's not a Ben issue.
That's not a Ben issue. It's got to be a Doc issue.
Yeah.
But the thing is, having Joel Embiid, now I'm going to go back because I'm such a dork, and I'm going to watch, because in games 5, 6, and 7, I don't know how many times in second halves of games that on offensive sets, I never saw Joel Embiid enter past the three-point line. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. But again, that could be a Doc issue also.
Sure. I think it's more a Doc and Joe issue than it is a Ben issue.
Absolutely.
But he's your point guard that doesn't have the ball in his hands when it matters most because he has a mental block of shooting or getting to the line.
Chris, Shep is getting
Don't read the comment, Shep.
I enjoy that, though, because Shep...
he knew what he was going into.
Yeah, but he knew he was going into the fire.
He was chumming the water.
Look, his topic is okay. That's fine.
But
if you really
have to
believe,
defend
don't...
it better.
Oh, my God. He was like a lawyer ill-prepared going into a case.
Look, it was like Ben Simmons at the free throw line. He bricked 2 shots.
When I'm telling you, though, the folks at SiriusXM NBA Radio are portraying us as the deranged folks that
are
overreacting. Yeah, he's with them and he's with CBS Sports Radio more. But they are portraying they're portraying it as we're over the edge. We're overreacting to a couple of games.
It's 4 years of seeing the same thing.
Absolutely. It's 4 years. All right, we got a lot coming up for you in the final hour of the show. I am ready to take a retrospective view of 2 arguments that I made passionately that I might be wrong about. Yeah, I don't say that often, so stay tuned. It's the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic, and today is Amazon Prime Day. And there are a lot of great shopping deals out there, which is fantastic. But I bet you didn't know that you can support the American Association for Cancer Research while you're shopping on Amazon. That's no extra cost to you. If you're not already an Amazon Smile member, all you need to do is sign up at smile.amazon.com and select AACR Charity to start generating donations when you make everyday purchases. It's really that easy. It's the same as shopping on regular Amazon, same prices, products, shipping options. But when you shop through Amazon Smile, you're supporting life-saving cancer research when you make everyday purchases. Honestly, this is simple, and it's a great way to do it. And as a 2-time cancer survivor, I know that because of kind people like you funding cancer research, that every dollar counts. It's why our show chooses the American Association for Cancer Research as our official charity partner. So join us today on Amazon Prime Day. Join us in supporting the AACR by making the American Association for Cancer Research your official Amazon Smile charity of choice. Go to smile.amazon.com to sign up because cancer research saves lives.
The John Kincade Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Refresh your summer at Wawa. Beat the heat with our handcrafted smoothies and refreshers. Our refreshers are handcrafted with 100% real fruit juice and green tea for a rejuvenating burst of energy. Try our delicious flavors like mango passion fruit or strawberry dragon fruit refreshers and a mixed berry or strawberry banana smoothie, crafted to keep you cool. So refresh your summer with our handcrafted refreshers and smoothies. Made fresh your way at Wawa. Right now, Wawa's inviting you to come in for your dinner favorites after 4 p.m. and earn 2 times the rewards on your purchase. Build your perfect burger and fries, or get a fresh-baked pasta bowl, or grab your favorite hoagies, salads, and more. Get your next reward twice as fast just by shopping your dinner favorites after 4 p.m. Wawa Rewards members earn 2 times the rewards now through June 30th. Get the Wawa app and join today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-546-1987. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-546-1987. That's 800-546-1987. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, how would you like to see what your custom landscape lighting will look like before it's installed? Hey, it's Mike Miss here for Farron Electric. Right now, you can get a custom landscape lighting design and a pre-installation preview from Farron Electric, so you know what to expect before the shovel hits the ground. Schedule your complimentary consultation with owner Dan Namaro at FarronElectric.com and ask about their no-hassle lifetime warranty on fixtures, bulbs, and transformers. Visit FARRYN Electric.com.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
At Bowles Builders, demand is through the roof. To keep up, his business needs a stronger foundation.
Cut the saw, all right? Just one sec. Bowles Builders, this is Bow. This weekend? Yeah, we can do it.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco Double Frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the ultimate unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
At Napa, when it comes to serving you, our motor never quits. And when it comes to getting you the part you need when you need it, with next day delivery or same day pickup, our motor never quits. And when it comes to making a difference in our local communities by hosting fundraisers and food drives, our motor never quits. And when it comes to telling you our motor never quits, yep, you guessed it, our motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Same-day pickup and next-day delivery available at participating stores and on in-stock items only.
How can I make sure my office never stops working?
With Staples Connect, it's possible. I need to keep my back office stocked without messing up my bottom line. Also possible, because Staples Connect has your small business covered with big savings on everything you need to get work done. This week, earn 30% back in a Staples store bonus when you buy any 2 ink cartridges. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Limit 4 in-store only. Visit staplesconnect.com/store bonus for details. N626.
When it's time to get paid, why should you wait? BetRivers Online Casino offers its players the revolutionary Rush Pay service. When you want to cash out your winnings, you don't have to wait 2 days just to get the go-ahead to withdraw your money. That's why BetRivers created Rush Pay. With Rush Pay, 80% of withdrawal requests are approved instantly. Rush Pay is just another reason to love BetRivers Online Casino. Go to betrivers.com today and play with a winner.
Presented by Rivers Casino Philadelphia. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Home is where your life happens, so don't settle for slow internet. Switch to Verizon Fios for upload speeds up to 25 times faster than cable, so you can video chat and game with ultra-low lag. Power your connected home with the 100% fiber optic network, only on Verizon. Based on Fios Gigabit Connection Plan wired upload speed of up to 880 megabits compared to advertised cable upload speeds for Xfinity Gigabit, Spectrum Internet Gig, and Optimum 1 Gig plans as of February 16, 2021.
Well, you know, the number one question I get about doing a juice cleanse with Squeeze.com is, aren't you hungry all day? No! I have a juice to drink every few hours, 5 times a day, along with the cashew milk if I want to exercise. That'll give you a boost. So I stay full all day with no hunger. And the benefits of a juice cleanse with Squeeze.com are lasting. Less bloat, more energy, better sleep, lose inches. Just go to Squeeze.com, order before 1 p.m., get same-day delivery by 9 p.m. That's Squeeze.com, and click Mike Miss in the drop-down at checkout.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You may not officially be one of my endless cousins, but I do consider you part of our family.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
9 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show.
Yeah, we cut that song off because Coach keeps sneaking it in, and it's crap, and it's a Bush League move. Nobody's happy.
And he does it, and he knows it, and he's a troll.
We're allowed to be happy.
No.
Not right now.
Not with Bobby McFerrin or however you say his name. He sucks.
Don't worry. It's the 9 o'clock hour. It's brought to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to Bagster.com.
I'm throwing that song in the Bagster.
Coach and I had a conversation during the break. And, Coach, you say usually our conversations on our YouTube chat room tend to be like Civil War. It breaks out, and it's one person against another, and then you get factions. But everybody united against the Good Shepherd.
Yeah, 6 months we've had this chat board going. And every single day, everybody fights with each other. Today's the first day that every single person on here was united.
Look at Shep. Look at the power he has.
Shep's getting crushed.
Yeah. Anthony was just talking to Tunis about him.
He's getting ratioed. Shep is getting crushed. Which he
didn't.
He didn't make his point. And the thing is that I wanted him, and one of the listeners, there was somebody who was smart enough, and I'm sorry I do not know who it was. I'm going to try to go back and see if I can find it. I don't know who it was. But he came up with the point. He goes, that is exactly what Kincade wanted by putting him on the air.
Get off our show!
And it is what I wanted. And I told him, I said, it is what I wanted. Absolutely. That's exactly what I wanted.
Fair weather idiot.
I read that. I found it to be a good read, and I went, Okay, but he doesn't make his case.
I didn't read what he wrote. I'll have to go and read it now, because if it was as bad as his takes on the air,
it's not as bad as the thing is, though. It's not as bad.
How much he could have written
in written form. It's not as bad as it was. So let's get to some of the people who want to join in the conversation at 610-632-0975 before we go further. Q in the Northeast joins us. Q, good morning. Welcome to the Fanatic.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. So I'm going to make a quick point. I called last week. I made a few points about Ben Simmons. I agree with Shefty maybe 3 years ago. But at this point, as Philadelphia fans, we've seen enough of Ben. We've seen enough of him not being aggressive, not shooting. I think throughout this playoffs, I mentioned it, I think that, we put a lot of I think we not criticized, but we put a lot on, Tobias. And, listen, Doc didn't do his best, but I think ultimately if Ben steps up and plays the way that we want him to play and just shows more aggression, I think that the Sixers win this series, and we're talking about them playing Milwaukee. No one expected Seth to have the games that he had. We were talking about, Seth and Danny Green having to combine for 15, 20 points, for them to win. I mean, no one expected Tyrese Maxey to come off the bench and have the impact that he had in Game 6. You had some of your role players have performances that should have won you some of those games. But as your second best player, like Shefty said, he's 6'10". I mean, this guy is a talent that, can we unlock him being aggressive? And if Philly can't, you kind of have to put it on the organization after 4 years. The fact that he went 7 games and attempted 3 shots, some of that has to go back to the organization, because how can you have your second best player putting this out? And there is no will, because if you look at a guy like Giannis can't shoot. Giannis isn't the best shooter, but he has improved. But the one thing about it, Giannis will get it, and he'll bulldoze his way into the lane, and he'll either draw the foul, miss, get back and play defense, and do it again.
It's got to be there.
I think at this point,
that's what's got to happen, Q. That's what's got to happen, Q. Yeah. He thought Shefty was making this.
Yeah, it was Shep. It wasn't Shefty. We'll get Shefty's basketball analysis tomorrow. Yeah, but that was Shep from CBS.
Come on, man.
Tweet just came out that I'd like to run by you guys and tell me if I'm reading too much into it, because I haven't seen her tweet much recently.
All right.
It's from Liv Simmons, Ben's sister in Australia. Now, I don't know this is about Ben, but it certainly kind of seems like it, doesn't it? If you want to be great, you must surround yourself with greatness. Mediocrity is contagious, but so is greatness. What do you want? Pick one.
Okay, she better not be talking about the roster around him.
I think it's probably more about
the people he's hanging out with,
the support system around him.
Well, I agree with you there. Why the hell is his brother his shooting coach?
Well, he now has a guy named Chris Johnson. That was after the 2017 season.
No, why would he ever have been your shooting coach?
That's the better question. You think that's about Ben? Or?
Yes.
And then it's lockstep then with kind of what Doc Rivers was saying yesterday.
They know the right way to do things now.
He's put in the work, but he hasn't put in the right work. And I don't think it's so much of a slight by Doc Rivers on Ben Simmons. I think it's a slight to who was working him and how they were working him.
Paris in West Philly joins us on The Fanatic. Good morning, Paris.
Hi, good morning. How are you this morning?
Doing well.
Number one, who cares what she says? She's the sister of the brother who was the shooting coach, right? Please.
Well, yeah, but she just has insight into his circle is all.
Listen, let me say this to you. If I was a lawyer and I was sitting in my office doing tax forms, what would I be? Fired. Because I'm hired as a lawyer, not as a CPA. Ben Simmons, it's not in his head. He has a false entitlement. What I mean by that, listen to his interview that he said. He said when she asked him the question, how many points did Trey get? Yep. I am who I am, and it is what it is. How dare he? That takes me back to when the fans booed him in Brooklyn. He said, go to the other side. Let me say this to you. My 80-year-old mother couldn't believe that he was under that basket and shot the ball back. She's 80 years old. She's hollering. I'm like, Mom, sit down. Ben Simmons has got to go. But here's the thing. Ben Simmons should have been gone because they showed an interview 1,300 days ago where he said the same thing. So at what point do these fans think he's going to get better? He's not. I think it's an AI thing going on. Like Eagle Dower, he's not the person that they want him to be. I can only see him out there with the Splash Brothers. Why? Because he don't have to shoot.
Paris, were you in any way? Can I take a couple guesses here? Were you ever a teacher or a leader of people in some way?
No, but I'm a Leo with a strong personality.
Man,
So, yeah.
I tell you, I'd be afraid. I would be afraid to meet your mama. Too. I mean, because
you wouldn't have wanted to meet her that night watching the Sixers game. That's for sure.
Paris,
the barbecue was going. She hit the hot dog off the table.
Paris, where have you been? We got to. I want to hear from you more often.
I know. And listen, instead of him going to when the season is over, where'd you see Ben? I seen Ben on a boat with Kendall. Okay,
yes.
He don't have that going in the gym because he thinks, like he said, it is what it is, and I am who I am. But here's the thing: they should have gotten rid of him a couple of years ago when the value was high. Now, who cares what them people on the radio station? Do you think Dame coming? Do you think Portland is going to take him for Dame? No way. No way at all. So the thing, all I can say, they needed to, Ben has got to go. Now, listen, I got one more point. Daryl Morey sold sand to the beach when he got rid of Al Horford. He better try to do it again.
There you go. Paris, we love you. Call back.
Thanks, Paris.
Love you.
All right.
By the way,
all right.
By the way,
funny.
I love Paris is my favorite caller who has called the station in the entire time I've been here.
I think I agree with you.
She's spectacular. By the way, it says let's just see is Paris has a point. Paris on fire. Paris, the results are in. You are Ben Simmons' father.
The next time John Kincade is on vacation, Paris is filling in.
Paris is a winner.
She doesn't have shake, is
Man, I'll tell you. Impaired driving crashes are, by the way, 100% preventable. Be safe. Designate a sober driver. Don't drive impaired. Be safe, PA. Learn more at penn.gov/safety. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars. I absolutely love Paris. She was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I want to say this, though, and get this off my chest here. In my introspection after the 76ers series, it's time to acknowledge something. And I will take this as a personal confession. Maybe I was too tough on Brett Brown and his legacy. And maybe now with what he's doing in San Francisco, I was too critical of Gabe Kapler too.
I hear you. I understand what you're saying. Makes sense.
It's too easy to blame the boss because blaming the employees in pro sports is a much more difficult and detailed discussion. I try to be fair-minded, and I still believe that Brown and Kapler pushed a lot of the wrong buttons and may not have been perfect for this city, those jobs at that time. But it's not clear to me, it's now clear to me, I should say, that the organizations have more talent issues to deal with than managerial. And I say maybe I didn't give enough benefit of the doubt to both of those men in retrospect. Fair?
As somebody that supported both of them, I didn't see them as the major issue. And I'm not doing this to take a victory lap, but it's admirable when you admit something you were wrong on.
And I'm just saying how about this one? I wasn't discerning enough in my critique that both men.
I think there was a lot of obvious issues, and I'm not saying Brett is a great coach. I think he's a good coach. Maybe he's not a championship coach. We may never find that out. I just didn't think he was the ultimate issue. He kind of got labeled as the enabler of the process and building it up from the ruins. I think that was his biggest downfall. Gabe, I didn't see as the issue at all. Anthony will hear this and come in and want to knock my head off about how he ruined Hoskins and ruined Kingery. Okay.
He didn't ruin the Giants.
Exactly my point.
They are overachieving. He's manager of the year.
Yeah, right. I mean, maybe Kingery was ruined because mentally he wasn't able to go through changes and getting it. The bullpen was historically just terrible. A lot of fans couldn't get over the pulling of Aaron Nola in the first ever game.
It was so stupid.
And it was ruined from there. It was stupid.
And then the second game.
But I think overall,
they needed to have the bullpen arms warming up.
And I'm not saying he's perfect, and he's but I didn't think he was the main problem at all, and I didn't really think he got a tremendously fair shake here.
And And the one thing I want to say is I love to be hyper. I'll be very, very critical.
Oh, I'm going to expose myself tomorrow.
But I want to just be because I'm starting to doubt when I watched Doc Rivers wet the bed like that, and he did in that series.
Yeah, look, you can make cases for both guys in both ways, positive and negative. In Kapler's case, he basically got a below 500 team to compete for a couple of years.
They more or less overperformed with him.
The problem was your young players that you wanted to grow with, he appeared to be hindering, so you had to make your decision there. Boom, you did. I was okay with it. I thought it was time. With Brett Brown, you could have made the argument like, look, here's a guy that when you finally got him a team, meaning Ben Simmons healthy, Joel Embiid healthy, he won 50-50 almost 4 years in a row, and he got to a second round where he lost to the team that eventually won the championship, and the progression seemed to be going where it was going. However, were the players improving under him? And that's where the disconnect came, and I think it was time for Brett to go. I mean, that's the courses ran their times. Yes, you can make enough cases for the positives to say what they did okay. Thank you, but it was time for both of them to go.
Was it time for Gabe to go?
Yeah,
I think so.
that was yeah.
Because why?
Your younger players were getting worse.
But sometimes that's on the player.
But
like
why
Scott
is it
Kingery,
somebody else comes in here and all of a sudden they're doing
Are
better?
they doing better?
Well,
Reese Hoskins
is a foundational piece. I don't think Scott Kingery was.
Well, he was paid like one. Scott Kingery hasn't been claimed off waivers, to my knowledge.
No.
So
No, he's
to
in
me,
AAA.
so to me, that's a Scott Kingery issue. Like, look, it ultimately falls on the players in most instances. Like, I think a coach can only take somebody so far. There has to be. Like Ben Simmons is a perfect example. We're now seeing Brett and Doc, albeit just 1 year, kind of fail. And
no, you did not kind of fail.
Yeah, fail. Okay, fine. That's on Ben. I mean, Doc can help bring a horse to water, but the horse has to drink the freaking water. And Scott Kingery maybe wasn't made out for this life. And that's no knock on him. It's just I don't know if I can put his failures on Gabe Kapler.
I would just say is that I think that I'm disappointed in myself in a little bit that I don't like low-hanging fruit arguments.
Sure.
And I think I got so tired of both of their faces.
Yeah, I get that.
That I then start tuning out everything about them.
Yeah,
Brett Brown infuriated me.
You're not alone.
It's the anticipation that something can be better, right?
Sure.
So if you look at it on its whole, the way I just described it, the progression that Sixers team was taking after Ben Simmons got healthy and Joel Embiid and they got to play together was win a playoff series, lost one. Win a playoff series, lose to the eventual champion in a Game 7. Your climb was good. And then your third year, Ben Simmons gets hurt. You get ousted in a sweep.
The Butler gas
and
on the fire.
You weren't improving. So it was just the time.
Brett, I totally agree it was time. Gabe, I thought, was maybe deserving of a third year to see for sure. Because
I always say, and what's weird is that I always say 3 years.
Yeah, I think 3 years is very fair.
And I didn't give him 3 years.
And the Giants, let's face it, are a worse on paper roster than the talent he had here in Philadelphia. And they're thriving out there. So I don't know. We'll find out in a year or two what Gabe Kapler really is, I think.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Brett Brown, I got to the point where I didn't want to even see his face.
Sure.
I didn't want to hear him talk to whatever. And Doc Rivers' performance in this series is as bad as anything ever dialed up by Brett Brown.
Totally agree.
If not worse.
I think Brett Brown's best coaching job came agaget Nick Nurse in that Toronto series.
No question.
Yeah. I thought he was good.
His best was that series.
Yeah, I thought he was actually good in that series.
Let's see what, let me just get to here. Elijah in South Philadelphia. Good morning, Elijah.
Good morning, guys. So I will start by saying I don't want Ben here, but I'm going to try to change the conversation a little bit. I'm going to bring up some different and extreme points because this is a extreme case. I'll start with saying that one of the ways Ben can win Jamie back is by playing in this Olympics. And this is why. I'll tell him, I know you got mental problems.
He's already bowed out, Elijah.
I know, but I would tell him to play, and I would tell him to do everything that you haven't done in this exhibition.
See, Elijah, I agree with you.
I agree with you, too.
I'd rather see him in competition.
While it don't matter, do everything. Because, the world will be watching, but it's not sure. It's not the NBA.
Sure.
I love Elijah's message.
I wish he was playing in it.
I'd rather see him compete.
It's a less pressure-filled environment where he can work on some
Stand in
things.
the gym and put out Instagram videos.
And to the counter of that, the fact that he bowed out tells me this is like
self-doubt.
He's doubting himself a little bit.
Yeah, and you have to start to wonder how much he likes basketball. I mean, that's going to an extreme, but look,
well, Devin Booker agreed to play for Team USA.
You're 24 years old. You just had a bad series. Your situation is in turmoil here. Wouldn't you want to get back out on the court as soon as possible?
Hey, Greg in Bethlehem joins us, that little town. Hi, Greg.
Hey, morning, guys.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, my first inclination after the series was to think I don't want to ever see Ben Simmons in a Sixers uniform, but after thinking about it, his trade value is never going to be lower. At least I can't imagine it could be.
No,
I don't think it's as low as you think, though. I really don't.
Well, if they traded him now, they'd probably have to sweeten the pot with the only guy that showed any heart in this series, which is Maxey, and I'd hate to see that happen. I'd like to see the coaching staff have a full off season with this guy and employ tough love, and I don't know if they have or not. I mean, from what we hear from Doc through the season publicly, he was always patting Ben on the back. Now, maybe that was different behind the scenes, but I'd like to see tough love. Charles Barkley yesterday, I think it was on Mike's show, said that, you ought to have Ben in the offseason shoot 1,000 jump shots and 500 foul shots for every practice, and just push it as hard as they can to see if they can practice.
They have to do something. How about doing something different with him?
Well, that's what Doc's saying they're going to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I do wonder about, though, is it's like, if you don't fix the mental, you won't fix the physical.
100%.
You can't do something physical if you're not into it mentally. You just can't.
Or if you doubt yourself.
And the fact he withdrew tells me he's a little scrambled right now, and he doesn't want to perform on that world stage.
Yes.
And to Elijah's point, it is a less pressure-packed environment. Like, you might have more eyeballs on you, but it's not the NBA playoffs. And that would be a good hurdle to conquer if he could go out into the Olympics and have a good showing.
All right, I have friends of mine that are known as the Naughty Girls.
Oh.
My friend Pam and her sister-in-laws, her sister, they're the Naughty Girls. They like to, and they go out to like a Eagles game, Phillies games, things like that. She says
that's not naughty. Explain.
She said, well, they're naughty. They can get into trouble. The Naughty Girls, Pam says, they want to meet up with Paris.
Yes.
They think Paris has naughty girl material?
And they hope her 80-year-old mom can come too. I'm telling you this much, that sounds like a great group.
Yeah, I'll bang that.
I don't know if it's I don't think they're that naughty girls, Pat.
Dude. Wow, Pat.
That was Pat Egan if Pam's listening.
And Pam would kick Pat Egan's
ass.
I think they'd bond. I think they would bond. They'd be very similar. But the Naughty Girls, they get together and they get into trouble. They go to the flower show mainly to go get loaded. Then go
cocktails.
To the flower show. Then go to the flower show.
Pat kind of dragged you into the mud there, Bob.
They do the Phillies tailgate in the parking lot, the Naughty Girls.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to expose myself tomorrow.
It's more about the tailgate than it is about
of course. Phillies. It's always about the tailgate.
They have Naughty Girls like jerseys and everything.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Well, tell me somebody's got the number.
The Naughty Girls. No, I don't believe it. I do not
so
believe that.
So you think Pat would fit in well with the Naughty Girls?
Nice. I think they would like him.
Really?
I prefer
it hard.
We can't even get Pat to hang out at a golf outing with us,
I heard
so
that
I don't know if the Naughty
I went
Girls
to the bathroom.
He constantly has an excuse for stuff.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There's always some ailment.
I know. We're not going to see him in Vegas.
Oh, yes, we will.
Nah.
Oh, yes, we will.
It's the Blue Man Group and Chris Angel.
Chris Angel.
Can't wait.
Man.
It's magic.
Hey, it's a Wheeler night. Circle it on your calendars. Plus, Aaron and Jimmy and Clifford will try to get to you quickly. It's the John Kincade Show here on The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show.
Say it. I'll say it. Loser, putz, dork, doof, dink, schmo, dingus, goober.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. It's to The Fanatic for details.
I don't want to talk about it.
But honey. Hello?
Hey, sis. What's up?
Don't ask. Paul and I just had an argument.
Oh, no. About what?
Well, we're having intimacy issues, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. It's extremely difficult. Jack and I went through this 2 years ago.
Really? You two seem happy and so close.
That's because we found Forge Medical Group and their acoustic wave therapy.
Paul will not do surgery, pills, or injections.
Well, neither would Jack. But with wave therapy, Paul won't have to. Wave therapy uses sound waves. Check out their website, forgemedicalgroup.com.
Forge Medical Group's board-certified medical director and his team offers this acoustic wave therapy technology, and it can restore intimacy without pills, injections, or surgery. This is a completely safe ED treatment. Appointments fill fast. Call now, 610-632-8181. That's 610-632-8181. Or online at forgemedicalgroup.com.
Calling all auto techs, detailers, painters, bodymen, lot attendants, or other auto specialists. Carvana, the company that invented the new way to buy a car, is hiring for our Delanco Auto Inspection Center. Grow on the go, working with some of the most advanced tools in the industry at one of the fastest growing companies in America. We have open roles for all levels of experience, from hourly production associates with no past experience to master mechanics and certified painters. And our competitive pay, on-the-job training, and company-paid certifications offer all employees a pathway to success. New hires get a great job on day one with the opportunity for a Carvana career. Other benefits include health insurance with 100% of the premium paid by Carvana and other benefits. Grow your career with stability, working with the team that's disrupting the automotive industry. Now hiring for roles at all levels of experience. Go to CarvanaAutojobs.com to sign up. Carvana is an equal opportunity employer.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
All right, we have goat yoga lattes coming up in the yoga room. Hey, Regan, can you go
At Finley's Fitness, personal trainers shouldn't have to personally do everything.
Awesome. Engage that core. That class started 2 minutes ago. I am late. Hey, Dylan, can you...
Indeed can help them hire the people they need.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
At CDW, we get that hybrid working might take some getting used to.
Yep, I'm only in the office part-time, so my cat can adjust to me being gone.
How nice. Wherever you're working, CDW can help you stay connected by implementing secure by design HP Chrome OS devices with built-in virus protection.
Gotta run. The boss is calling.
Mr. Whiskers sounds very demanding. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/HP Chromebook.
Let me be straight with you. This is a radio commercial for 3 small business insurance. The policy has no fine print. It's clear what's covered. So while you can't see the following scene, just know that this pet store is protected by 3.
Joe, did you leave the snake tank open?
Look, I don't want to point fingers, but yes.
It's biting me! Sorry, sir! I'm calling my lawyer.
They're going to need some help with this mess. Luckily, they have 3. No fine print, just exceptional coverage. 3 is a product of Berkshire Hathaway Direct Insurance Company. 3, no nonsense, just common sense.
Heard you're buying a car. I brought my calculator.
Dad, I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly, instead of all that.
You know those things impact your credit score.
Didn't impact my credit score, Dad. Now I'm going to the dealership for a test drive and to make the purchase.
Sounds too easy.
No, it's just easy. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/AutoNavigator.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the ultimate unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
Hey, it's Cuz. Don't be that guy with the T-shirt on in the pool. Lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days with NJ Diet. Their program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen. NJ Diet's all natural, no shots, no hormones, and no surgery. Located in Princeton, Cherry Hill, now to KOP, King of Prussia. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com.
At Citadel Credit Union, we're proud to be not-for-profit, so we can focus on making banking more rewarding. With the Citadel Cash Rewards MasterCard, you'll enjoy unlimited 1.5% cash back on all purchases, and the flexibility of no annual fee and no balance transfer fee. Plus, for a limited time, get a 0% intro annual percentage rate for 9 months. Terms and conditions apply. Apply online at citadelbanking.com/intro. Citadel, building strength together.
At Univet Online Casino, the thrills keep coming. Play hundreds of slots, new and exclusive, plus table games with live dealers at your fingertips. Win weekly jackpots at Unibet Online Casino and get nonstop rewards, starting with a $500 deposit match. Download our app or visit pa.unibet.com to get $10 free. Deposit is simple with a credit card or PayPal with a deposit match up to $500. Unibet Online Casino. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on radio.com. Live. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
You know we really like you when you listen on the radio, but we love you a little bit extra when you take us with you after your ride on the 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
All right, I'm putting the bat signal out for Paris in West Philly. Paris, send me an email at the Fanatic website. We absolutely are obsessed with Paris.
My buddy texted me about her. He's like, I swear, I was sitting next to her at the game.
Really?
He's like, that voice is ingrained in my head.
Paris is fantastic. So, Paris, I'm putting the bat signal out for you. I need to know how to get in touch with you. People loved you. Hey, Martin Law, they love them too. The law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. I want to get back to these callers here that want to get in on the conversation with us, but I want to say this. Circle your calendars. And, Pat, I really want you to know, make sure you're watching tonight because it's a Wheeler night tonight. Okay. Be aware. The starting rotation, too top-heavy. Wheeler now with a 2.15 ERA, and every other starter is double that.
Yeah, they suck.
It's unsustainable. The others in the rotation need to pick it up quickly, and I'm not mentioning any by name. I'm just saying you might want to pick it up. But what Zach Wheeler's done, and by the way, Zach Wheeler's best career months, July and August.
Wow.
When it's hot, Zach Wheeler likes it when it's nice and hot.
Just don't get a blister, please.
So, and by the way, there were teams in Major League Baseball that passed on going after him because of the blister issue.
Why would you even bring it up, Jamie?
I'm sorry, Pat. I shouldn't have done that.
You should not have.
I shouldn't have.
Couldn't wish it into happening. It's like putting shakeisms out into the world. Why would you do that?
Dude, shakeisms will live forever.
Is this like Shakeology?
It was horrible.
It was awesome.
It was so bad.
Great time.
So, do I want to? Now, the question is, I did have an email. Here, if I can find it, from Mario. What a great name.
Yeah.
Mario.
I've met a Mario.
Mario has been a 7-year Fanatic listener. Now, I don't know why he marks like I started listening 7 years.
On this date.
He says, I'm a 7-year Fanatic listener. He goes, I really enjoy what you guys are doing on the show. He says, have you gone back and peeked at the shows on YouTube from when you were on vacation? I said, I have not. But he goes, there was some really funny moments when the boys were trying to be bad in your absence. So Mario is cheating you guys out. He said,
narc Mario.
He said,
what were we doing?
You were trying to be bad with your shakeisms, apparently.
He said you were trying to be bad when you were out. He goes, he said there were some things they did. He goes, I'm just telling you, there were some things they did in your absence that I know they would love for you to go back and see.
So who wants to tell Mario that we weren't trying to be bad? We just sucked.
Mario felt that you guys were trying to be bad.
That's great.
Yeah.
Then it worked. Mario.
Totally right.
Our boss said it was so bad it was good.
But it was fun. So he said, great job. Keep it up.
Get your shakeism
Loves
shirts
it
on the Fanatic website and pro shop.
What's your favorite shakeism?
Did you do a Mount Rushmore thing when I was
Basically was everything that we talk about not doing in one segment.
We did
like a top 5 moment?
Oh, yeah.
And then not only did we do it, but the shakeisms that Bob had were awful.
Shake, rattle, and roll. Like it was.
How's that not his shit?
By the way, everybody too, as Sean puts out here on our YouTube page, that he says that Bob packing up 5 minutes before the show is over.
No, I was putting away the U.S. Open pools that I had to grade during the break.
So who
Bob's
won?
doing papers.
Matt Cowper.
Wait, I got a violation.
You came
on
in
Bob.
fourth.
What?
You don't have a violation on me.
Come on,
No,
come on,
I got a violation.
Dirty laundry
yes,
here.
let me find
Let's
the button
air
here.
some of it, please.
Oh, let's air out our dirty laundry.
So Bob has these pools for the golf tournaments and whatnot.
I won one.
Bobby has these pools. Bob makes these pools and takes the time out.
Bob
to
does
do
a
them
great
all.
job to run these pools.
Bob, out of love, does this for us.
Yeah, to keep a
This
good
is
atmosphere.
the second pool in a row that Bob goes, hey, I think you won.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I said
Hey,
you
I
have
think
a
you won.
chance.
No.
I didn't say I think you won.
I'll show the text message. I have receipts.
I didn't
Oh, I
text
think
you.
you
I
won.
said it to your face.
And then, I don't know, 2 hours later, yeah, no, you didn't win.
How about this?
Dude, I root for you.
Cowper brings us Wendy's.
And we'll give him the money?
So, I mean, to me, he brings us Wendy's. So, all of a sudden, if it comes down to Pat or Cowper, maybe in a little mathematical error on Bob's part, giving it to Cowper.
You air Cowper?
That means maybe we go that way.
I bet John Rahm, by the way.
And if Cowper
Everybody
wins.
did in the pool.
No, I meant
except
in
for
real
one
life.
person.
If Cowper wins, I understand his first agenda item. He's going to start buying clothes one size bigger. He's going to go one size bigger in the clothing. Sometimes Cowper likes it. Him and Connor.
Yeah, they like it
They
tweaked.
shop at the same spot.
Baby Gap.
Yeah.
So he's the guy.
Baby Gap for men.
Joe Bell was having a meeting with Cowper one day, and he drops paper off his desk, and he goes, "Could you grab that for me?" And he goes, "No, I can't."
I'm not going to criticize the man. He got me BetMGM, so I'm appreciative.
We love you, Cowper.
You came in fourth, Pat.
I just love how Cowper is Cowper. Like, you get to an executive level position, and people just call you Cowper.
Some people just...
Nobody calls him by his name.
No, he's not a Matt. He's a Cowper.
He's a Cowper. Aaron in Drexel Hill joins us. Aaron in the 19026. How are you, Aaron?
I'm doing good. How you fellas doing today?
Good, man.
I'm just trying to take this one day at a time. You know what I mean? My family got me on depression watch. Just making sure that I'm good. But I have a question though for you guys. You guys are more connected to the sports world than us regular people. Can the team regain their trust in Ben after what just happened?
It's a great question.
In this season. Because I was listening to Doc talk about, helping Ben get through this and preparing for next season. But me as a fan, the person who's played basketball, and just kind of just looking at it, just like, can Joel ever trust Ben to do what he's supposed to do in crunch time moments?
I think Joel did him dirty. I really do. I think he did him dirty. I think Joel not leading with his 8 turnovers. By the way, the most turnovers in 2 consecutive playoff games, unforced turnovers in the history of the NBA. And he's pointing fingers at Ben Simmons before looking at himself. I think you can do both things. You can point at yourself and point at Ben Simmons. I think he did him dirty.
Okay.
I really do. I really do. I don't think it was cool. I don't think it's cool.
No, I mean it's not. He
did incorporate his turnover into the answer, but it was secondary, very secondary.
He called it the turning point of the game.
He might not be wrong though.
Yeah, he was. I think he was being honest in his.
In a game you're trailing by 2.
I mean, it's going to tie the game up, potentially get their best player in foul trouble.
3.5 minutes left.
It was 3:20. Yeah, 3:21.
Stop. That's not.
But that can lead to an unraveling. It's a bunch of things we can't really know.
I don't think that was a turning point, though. I think it was when Matisse fouled Kevin Herter on the missed three.
That was
three. I think that was it.
That was it.
I wasn't playing in the game, though, so it's hard for me to criticize a player.
I would absolutely say that.
But to Aaron's question,
that was the turning point, fouling 3-point shoot.
I think Joel had reached a breaking point with Ben, and I think the only way he can regain that is if there's drastic change.
Okay. Clifford in Dayton, Ohio joins us. Clifford, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I think the way that you can save Ben Simmons' career is to trade him. Because if you trade Ben Simmons, he will have a bandana against us so bad he will want to prove to us that he can do it, that he can do it since we trade him. And I think that Philly needs to get over that demon of how will he be after he leave us? Will he come back to haunt us? Will he go on to be an NBA All-Star, the greatest player ever? So we have to get over that, too. I want to see what y'all think about that. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. What do you think about that? A motivated Ben Simmons?
I think he's got a better chance of rehabbing himself elsewhere. I mean, this is a pressure cooker of a town, and we might not help, but that's no excuse for Ben Simmons. I just think it would be easier elsewhere.
Well, there's 2 ways to look at it also. That and who knows him better than here? I mean, these guys have been with him since day one, pretty much, this organization. Now, that could be a hindrance as much as helpful, but nobody knows him better than here. He won't feel more comfortable anywhere else than here, you wouldn't think. No. Or maybe he's so uncomfortable here he needs to move.
Or maybe he's too comfortable here.
It's just a shame that you're talking so much about the mental aspect of it instead of the physical, and that's what sucks.
Tyree joins us out of the Northeast. Good morning. You're on the Fanatic.
John, you just said that Joel Embiid threw him under the bus because he said he didn't. Literally, hold on. I'm so beyond myself with this because I don't understand how anybody can criticize Joel Embiid in this situation.
Okay.
We had one of the best big men in the NBA, and we can't get him an easy bucket. I watched that whole series, and Clint Capella, I don't understand how we have a point guard that can't run a pick and roll. They teach you this in the 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, well, this is what I'm saying. We're putting the best scorer in the game right now in Joel Embiid in these situations where he's got to be he's a dog.
All right. Tyree, let me ask you this. Stats, ESPN stats and information. The worst turnover performance, Game 6 and Game 7 in NBA history.
It happens like that.
But wait a minute, though. So you're going, So you're putting the unforced turnovers that he was creating. You're putting that on Ben Simmons?
I'm putting that on offense that can't get a guy who can score at will an easy bucket. He didn't have an easy bucket. Clint Capella was scoring at will he's a top 5 big man in the NBA, and he's not. He looked like DeAndre Ayton more than DeAndre Ayton looked like.
But Tyree, you're ignoring 16 turnovers in 2 games.
No, I'm not ignoring 16 turnovers in 2 games.
You're blaming it on somebody else than him.
I'm blaming it on a point guard who can't run a pick and roll. I'm blaming it on a whole offensive team.
He's throwing the ball. Tyree, these are unforced errors. Unforced.
I do think Ben Simmons makes Joel's life tougher in these playoff series in most situations.
Okay, expound.
When he's standing in a corner and has a Danilo Gallinari that can just float to the lane and not even have to worry about him, it compacts the defense where Joel likes to thrive. So I do think he makes his life tougher.
Yeah, I think a lot of those turnovers were him trying to do too much.
Yes.
And a lot of that has to go with, okay, because Ben Simmons isn't doing enough.
Right.
Yes.
On the offensive side.
And I have
of the
stats
ball.
that I'm about to give you on all this that is eye-popping.
Ben's a spectacular player. I mean, Joel's a spectacular player. He's absolutely amazing. But there are frustrating parts of his game, and I don't believe there is anything to be served by him pointing fingers at Ben Simmons. I don't. It's not good in the locker room. It wouldn't be good in a radio station. It wouldn't be good in your accounting firm.
Well, maybe he's doing that because he knows it's over. Maybe he knows
or hoping it is.
Well, meaning that he goes to Daryl Morey and Elton Brand and says, I can't do this anymore. I can only carry him so far. I mean, maybe mentally that's where Joe's at, and that could explain the answer.
Let's see what Jimmy in Southwest Philadelphia has to say. Jimmy,
hey,
you're on the Fanatic.
Good morning, fellas. How are you?
Good, man.
Good. So I just have a couple quick points. First of all, I appreciate what you guys do, the knowledge you bring to the air. One question, right? We're consumers as fans, right?
Sure.
So we're played as fools, right? Because number one is that the NBA, people are given max contracts before they do anything, before they win anything. That's number one. Number two is part of basketball is shooting the ball when you're open, right?
Yes.
So my thing is that we are, the ownership, the coaches in the past are all take a hand in this, because let me ask you something. Jalen Hurts goes out and plays football for the Eagles this year. You give him a play time and time again and you don't do it. It's not too long before he's on the bench, right?
Yes.
So what I don't understand is you run a play for Ben. It's a pick and roll. He comes off the screen and shoots it. If you don't do it, you pull him from the game, right? How long can we let these players, right? We're the consumer, right? We're paying for this, and they don't, like, they make $40 million a year, and they don't listen.
They don't deliver.
The key is they don't. In Ben's case, he hasn't improved. And that's it's everything that's built up around his non-improvement, especially with the offensive game. The frustration comes from the last three games. One of the callers earlier said, well, where were you guys 2 weeks ago, with all this?
We were talking about it.
I didn't imagine a month ago, first series, that he was going to have a total mental collapse. I'm sorry, as much basketball as maybe I think I know or somebody else thinks they know, if you wanted me to predict he was going to have an offensive mental collapse that was going to lead to this, you're right. I don't know basketball. I don't know what to tell you. But the fact that he shows video and all that says he's working on something, and yet he won't incorporate it into the game, it's not good. It's bad.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now is there's one question I would say that I'm going to ask is that if you were to put together a montage, okay, so you're putting together just a sort of like you did with the drops last year for Carson Wentz.
Sure.
And they put those video things together. If you put together like a Miles Sanders thing about his drops, if you put one of them together for the turnovers for Joel Embiid during
it's more often his fault than not.
Correct.
Yes, I agree.
They're just turnovers that appear to be mental lapses.
There was 2 passes in Game 7 that were to somebody moving that wasn't there anymore. There was probably at least 3 coming off his spin drives from the top of the key where a double was crashing and he couldn't see it. I would say more often than not, it's his fault. Yeah.
There was at least 4, and this is egregious, offensive fouls.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a turnover.
Here it says 12 out of 16. Gentleman's trying to say here 12 out of 16 are unforced.
I buy that,
turnovers. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad.
In a 2-game period. Let me see where we're going to roll next to Matt. Matt joins us on the Fanatic. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, John, I just want to say I really love your show, and I think you brought so much to the table at 97.5.
Appreciate it.
So I do want to make a couple points if I have the time. My first point with Ben is that I just don't think the guy has it in him. He was supposed to be this unbelievable player coming out of high school, goes to LSU, does nothing there, and just hasn't improved to what we need. And I don't know if he'll ever have that mentality to be able to be great, to kind of push through his fears and to kind of challenge himself. I just don't know.
What are you saying, like dogging him? You're talking about like a...
Yeah, he doesn't have the dog in him. And you see that, and he just shot away.
You're cutting in and out of this now. I don't know that he's got that in him. I can't judge that. I mean, I have a hard time judging that on another man's calling that into consideration.
Well, it's kind of what I said earlier. Can he challenge himself? That's your biggest challenge. You know, you got to challenge yourself. Can he do it? I don't know. Has he done it? I don't know.
Sure.
It can certainly be better.
And also, too, I do not go with the... I'm not going to judge another man's... I try not to judge another man's heart. To say whether he has the heart.
No, it's just like you can't judge another man's injury. You don't know what his heart is.
Can't do that. Look who's here.
Hi,
It's
John.
the Cuz. Cuz, what's up, buddy?
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, too. How you doing?
We missed you.
I missed you, too. Yeah.
Nice to see you. How the girls?
Very good. Uncle Cuz is supposed to get a big hug, but I'm just going to go with the wave. Just going to give you the wave. Your niece, Olivia.
My shower.
Your niece,
you can't hug Anthony?
My house stink.
Your niece says hello. She's very excited.
She's so cute.
She's very excited to see you. She's coming up for the Eagles opener.
Oh, awesome.
So she's very excited about that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Opener. It was good, though. It was good. Some good family time.
Good La Familia. It's good.
And, boy, I hated it. I hated the
Oh,
fact
you had to
that
be tortured.
I come back, tortured.
Yeah.
I just, to the point that I go to dinner on Sunday, and the waiter and the bartender are giving me grief in Atlanta. Like, I mean, I'm having to hear the let's go Hawks, let's go Hawks, and then now
torture.
after the loss, it's torture.
Forget about it.
Yesterday at TSA.
No, you're getting
at TSA yesterday. I'm going through the Atlanta airport.
you're getting roasted, huh?
And I'm the gentleman. First of all, they give me the clap as I come towards because they've seen me a lot. So they know. So they start clapping, then they give me the Mr. Kincade. We have to tell you it's a choking hazard.
Right.
My Sixers mask,
Which is a pretty good burn. I'll give him
No,
that.
I did. I gave him a good job on the burn, but the thing is, then I got asked, well, why were you wearing the Sixers mask yesterday in Atlanta? Are you being stupid? I'm like,
I respect that.
I wore it on the way down.
No, I'll
wear it on the way back.
Dude, I agree. Like, that's statement.
You show up.
You gotta,
You show up. You take
you
your
gotta
grief.
man up, man.
Take your grief.
Man up.
Take your grief. You feeling a little better about it now or not?
Not at all. No, I'm completely distraught.
It was terrible.
It's awful. This is a long. This one hurts.
Do you remember the Monday after the loss to the Buccaneers?
I remember
That
the
closed
Monday,
day.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all the way up through, because I didn't want to watch the Super Bowl. I wanted to boycott the Super Bowl. And John, was working on a book, and I was standing, I spent that whole season behind, you know where Butchie was, Andy Reid, the security guy, my man Butch. I was on the field behind Andy the whole run. I could hear the Buccaneers celebrating from across the sidelines.
Maybe stop working on these books.
I looked up at the vet and saw, I looked up and heard all the death silence, like it was zombies.
Oh my gosh, the walk out of that stadium was terrible.
It was zombie land.
It was a shuffle. It was a shuffle.
I feel like a zombie now.
It was terrible.
You gonna have Shep on your show?
Who?
Shep?
No,
you're gonna kill him. He got crushed on our
should.
YouTube.
Yeah. By the way, I do agree with you guys. Ben Simmons should play in Australia.
Yes,
definitely.
You guys are right about that.
You know,
You guys are right about that.
Better to see him compete.
Yes.
I still agree. He should play. You play as much as you can. You have something going on. Get on the floor.
I agree.
Somebody brought up an interesting point saying, look, Australian fans are really tough. If he can't handle some things going on, and that just made me think, like, wow, is that in his mind?
Oh, it's like you guys said. I mean, you guys talked about it. He needs to. You need to play through it on that kind of stage. It would be so much better if he played.
How about this? They're not allowing traveling companions. No family, no guest, and they are sequestered. Could that be part of it?
Maybe.
It's my off season. I want to be able to do my thing.
Who wouldn't want to play for their country, though?
I know.
A lot of people.
I never get that.
I don't either.
And especially when
The Olympics?
Yeah, especially a country like Australia,
Yeah, where
it's smaller, so you have even more pride, right?
Absolutely.
And little expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
So
Italy,
why not?
if Italy asked you to be in the Olympics for them, what would be the sport? Cuz
I mean, anyone you got.
Greco-Roman wrestling,
I mean,
Bocce ball.
whatever you want.
bocce ball.
How's your bocce game?
I got an arm though, cuz
By the way-
I don't waste my arm.
By the way,
Let me at least be a quarterback. I got to be. I mean,
the new neighborhood's going to have the professional bocce setup. I said I
don't do the bocce.
You don't do
I like the bocce.
Oh, it's
I've only
great.
played a couple of times.
Oh, it's fun.
Horseshoes is better, but bocce's close.
I don't like the horseshoe. Bago, whatever it is.
Bago. What's
What is it? I don't know.
Cornhole.
What is it? Cornhole.
I call it bago.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Bago.
Yeah.
he
I
calls it.
like me some.
I don't like any of that stuff.
Cornhole's great.
Horseshoes.
I like something where you can physical,
Yeah, but you can hang it.
or you can where
If you ever catch a horseshoe in the shin, that's
like,
physical,
you
man.
can throw something
I got the
hard.
shuffleboard.
I can't wing a bago.
You're too much
like
of a meat.
bitch. Kind of.
I like the shuffleboard in the bar.
Shuffleboard's a good game.
We're getting
Yeah.
shuffleboard.
Yeah, buddy of
Pop
mine has
shot is the
shuffleboard.
way to go.
Pop shot rules.
Pop shot's
yeah.
the best.
See?
Gotta bang.
Oh shoot! Like that's what I want to do.
We
Backwards
appreciate you joining us this
Oh,
morning
sorry.
on the
See you
John
guys.
Kincade Show. Remember, support life-saving cancer research. Join us and our generous partner, Farron Electric, in making a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research today at 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR, because cancer research saves lives. We are glad to be back with you all together again, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. Adam Schefter joins us. We've got Pat's Takes and more coming up on the Wednesday edition of the John Kincade Show. Have a great day, everybody.
The John Kincade Show.
They put it on the air? Of course they put it on the air. It was a big success.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Refresh your summer at Wawa. Beat the heat with our handcrafted smoothies and refreshers. Our refreshers are handcrafted with 100% real fruit juice and green tea for a rejuvenating burst of energy. Try our delicious flavors like mango passion fruit or strawberry dragon fruit refreshers, and a mixed berry or strawberry banana smoothie, crafted to keep you cool. So refresh your summer with our handcrafted refreshers and smoothies. Made fresh your way at Wawa. Summer is here, and Wawa's Blueberry Cobbler Coffee is back for a limited time. Enjoy notes of